Have a great Wednesday. Thanks for listening in. I'll hand you over to Greg. Greg, enjoy the rest of your show.
Thanks very much, Marty. That was just a one and done. Gooch back tomorrow, is he?
Gooch back tomorrow.
They're funny old guys, aren't they, those three?
Yeah, they could take another night out of it, who knows?
Don't put ideas in the head. All right, Marty, have a great one.
Cheers.
Take care of yourself. All right, it is the 9 till noon show. Let's get a news update at 9 o'clock, and we cross over now to Michaela Clark. Good morning, Michaela.
Thanks, Greg. Good morning. The Finance Minister admits an increase in tariffs from the US will mean the summer economic statement will mostly become redundant. Pascal Donoghue says news of the €7.9 billion spending package is positive, but is based on a no-tariff scenario. The government would recalibrate its fiscal strategy and reduce the budget package in the event of high tariffs, according to the minister. Andrew Webb, chief economist at Grant Thornton, says we're in a holding pattern until the trade picture becomes clearer.
There could be further escalation if more sectors get hit, and especially those that drive our corporate tax base. Then the fiscal picture could change quite rapidly. So it's about spending well and effectively and efficiently, but also keeping enough in reserve in case that global picture worsens, which it could well do.
Fishing vessels larger than 18 metres are to be banned from trawling inshore waters inside the 6 nautical mile zone from October of next year. Meanwhile, restrictions on sprat fishing will be imposed from this coming October. Minister Martin Hayden says this was decided after an extensive public consultation, and he believes this is the right thing to do for the preservation of sustainable fisheries in Ireland's inshore waters. The minister added that this measure was sought by 94% of those who took part in the consultation. Armagh-based in Ireland's inshore fisheries representative Jerry Early has been welcoming the announcement. He says it's a good step in the right direction in terms of protecting inshore fisheries.
We've been saying this for years, Michaela, that to have a future, it has to be sustainable. Big is not always better, and I think if we learned any lessons from the past is that if it all stayed small as it was in the 50s and 60s, again, you can't curb progression, but it has to start somewhere, and I think this is a good starting point.
Inspections have been carried out at a number of businesses in Donegal to ensure compliance with consumer protection laws. The Competition and Consumer Protection Commission conducted a series of unannounced inspections earlier this month targeting multiple retail businesses across the country. 12 businesses were targeted in Donegal, including in Letterkenny, Bundoran and Donegal Town. Officers identified several breaches of consumer protection law, including inadequate or inaccurate price displays on items for sale. Stormont Justice Minister is urging the public to make safety a priority around bonfires. It comes after a man fell from a Republican pyre in Derry's bog site last week. The site at Meenan Square is still under construction and is due to be lit in August. Naomi Long says communities need to review how they celebrate their culture.
I think that we need to take a long, hard look at how we celebrate or mark our culture as a society. I don't think that bonfires in the main have to be problematic if people are willing to make sure that they are safe and respectful.
Weather now, some showers this morning. Those sunny spells will develop later this afternoon with highest temperatures of 16 to 18 degrees. That's all from Highland Radio News for now. We'll be back with news again at 10 o'clock. Until then, good morning.
Apply online for learner permit and driving licence services, including renewals, updates, exchanges and replacements. It's easy and hassle-free. Visit NDLS online today at ndls.rsa.ie. Verified MyGov ID required. A message from the Road Safety Authority.
The county's #1 talk show, the 9 till noon show on Highland Radio. And now it's time for the talk of the Northwest, the 9 to noon show with Greg Hughes on Highland Radio.
Hello, good morning to you. 4 minutes past 9 on the button on this Wednesday, the 23rd of July. How you all keeping? I do hope you are very well indeed. And it's another cracking show in store for you over the next 3 hours. What are we going to be looking forward to? Well, there's a game on Sunday. We'll probably have some content in relation to the big game on Sunday. The Mary from Dungloe Festival kicks off soon. We're going to have Pat and Gavin in studio to talk about what you can expect from that big annual event and so much more besides. We're still looking for your angles on the game for Sunday. Maybe you're abroad. Maybe you've got some great memories from 92. or 2012. Any old angles at all. We'd love a chat with you. 086 60 25,000. We threw out in the show yesterday about pictures of particularly the young people being loaded into the Sam Maguire, and in some cases attempted to be loaded into the Cup. And my word, I couldn't believe the response. We had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, and we all did the same thing, and it was fantastic. And there's loads of those images shared on our social media as well, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have another crop of 1992 babies, 2025 babies, if we win on Sunday and that cup ends up doing its tour. Right, you can give us a call, by the way, 07491 25,000, or email comments@highlandradio.com. And we're a very visual show, and with the only radio station or show in Ireland where you can watch it in its entirety by going to the YouTube app, and that's on your smart TV or your Fire Stick. So maybe you're at home, you're on holidays, or you work from home or work in the home. Stick us on the corner. Why watch This Morning as they talk about some nonsense relating to a place far, far away when you can watch us? As I say, just open up the YouTube app, type in Highland Radio Ireland, and we're there streaming live for you. And you can see most of our guests and our content as well. We stream across the Facebook pages as well, and on the X platform, formerly Twitter. Let's look at the papers this morning. We'll start with the Irish Times. And plans to spend an extra $9.4 billion in public services or on public services, tax cuts and building projects next year will be reconsidered if the US imposes tariffs on EU imports, ministers warned yesterday, which is obviously common sense because we'd have less money. But coalition leaders pledged that if there was pressure on spending plans, they would protect infrastructure budgets and cut growth in current spending on public services, welfare and tax cuts to realise the necessary savings. And what that means effectively is when things have gotten tight in this country historically, the first thing you cut is spending on capital projects. So next thing you know, well, that road that was due to go ahead, the country's finances are tight. We're not going to do that now. We're going to push that back. Or the Metro link, our finances are tight. We're not going to do that because we need to make sure that we have enough money for social welfare and what have you. What this government is doing, they're saying that they're actually going to ring fence the capital spending because that's essential for the maintenance and growth of the country. So that is a bit of a step change. Minister for Finance, Pascal Donoghue, Minister for Public Expenditure, Jack Chambers, along with the Taoiseach, Micheál Martin and Tánaiste Simon Harris, launched a review of the National Development Plan, promising to spend $100 billion between now and 2030, a €30 billion increase over what was planned to improve water, energy, transport and housing infrastructure. And I think we all agree that that is precisely what is needed. The ambitious plans were overshadowed by the threat of a trade war between the EU and the US, which Mr. Donoghue and Mr. Chambers admitted could compel them to revise plans published yesterday for a budget day package of $9.4 billion in October. But look, the reality is this is what Donald Trump does. He's just agreed a deal with Japan. There's other deals coming as well. And that's just the way it is. And Donald Trump and Europe will agree. They will agree probably at somewhere between 12 and 19%, if I were to guess. That's what it will be. But the thing that perplexes me a little bit is this whole tariffs thing. Like, so say for instance Donald Trump now, yesterday it was a 15% tariff agreement with Japan. So he'll only charge Japanese products 15% tariffs coming into the country. And as a result of that, Japan will open up their markets more to American cars and other American business. But that 15% is going on the taxpayer, the regular folk of the United States of America. An import tariff is an import tax. And you'll see if you were in America and you were shopping on Amazon, you will see the tax. It comes in as a tariff. So do you ever buy an electrical product, a phone or something from Amazon, and there's a customs charge that you have to pay? That's a tariff. That is a post-Brexit tariff. And that's so I can't understand, and maybe it's my ignorance, how some people might hail this as a great deal for America, where anything Americans buy from Japan now has got 15% on top of it. So instead of costing £100, it's $115. Do you know what I mean? I don't see how that is good for the consumer of America, but anyway, maybe I'm missing something. So there you go. But obviously, if we sell into America with an additional 15%, let's say that's what we get, it makes our products less desirable. And also, as money tightens in the United States, they're less likely to spend, so it can have an effect. Right, so that's the NDP. As I've been saying since Monday, we weren't going to know the ins and outs of that anyway, and the papers should have known that as well. It's going to be months before individual projects are announced. The one thing I will note, though, and I thought it very, very interesting, and we talk about how, we in the Northwest are sort of overlooked at times. And I'm sorry if I sound like I'm moaning. I don't mean to moan. But I was listening to the head of Chambers Ireland, and it's just so passive and natural for us to be overlooked. So I think Letterkenny Chamber would be part of Chambers Ireland as well. But he was, I don't remember the gentleman's name, but he was talking about the importance of regional development. And he listed off a few projects, the Western Corridor, which would benefit us, but not, it's not really for us as such. The Metro and a couple of other things. No mention of the Northwest at all. And we're casually forgotten, if you know what I mean. It's casual forgetfulness that the Northwest doesn't seem to matter, even though we're one of the most, if not the most, deprived in terms of investment. And that's Chambers Ireland representing businesses up here. It just have been nice maybe if they chucked in a reference to the Northwest, but they didn't. So that's, as I say, it's the casual nature of the forgetfulness. Staying in this area, and it's the Irish Independent, workers are on course to lose out in Budget 2026 with little room for income tax cuts if a planned lower rate of VAT for hospitality goes ahead. An outline of October's budget has set aside $1.5 billion for tax cuts next year, but the cost of reducing VAT for restaurants, bars and cafes is taking up $1 billion of that. That means there'll be almost no scope for personal taxation measures to boost take-home pay during a cost of living crisis. And this is a tricky one, and I'm interested in your views in relation to this, because an awful lot of people can't eat out, or don't eat out, or haven't eaten out this year. I'm sure there's many of you listening right now to this show that perhaps couldn't even afford to go out for lunch or to go out for an evening meal. And instead of your life being made a little bit easier, and I'm not saying this is right or wrong, maybe with some tax breaks or even some targeted measures for those on the lowest incomes, it's being given to bars, restaurants and cafes. Of course, they need a break, don't they, to keep their head above water? But that means that money's being gobbled up to keep them afloat. Now, that's not going to make things cheaper, by the way. That's just going to make their businesses more sustainable or more profitable. So what's your feelings about that? Because you might be in a group of individuals that are not going to get any tax breaks in this budget because the money's going to the cafes, the bars and the restaurants, but you probably don't have the money at the moment to actually go into them in the first instance, if that makes sense. So you might feel like you're losing out, though I do understand that sector does need some support. Well, launching the summer economic statement, which outlines the spending parameters for Budget 2026, Finance Minister Paschal Donohoe said plans to reduce VAT for hospitality from 13.5% to 9% are set out clearly in the programme for government. There are therefore other things that we're not going to be able to do, he said. I think it's really important to be open about what the trade-offs are. If you were to bring forward a tax package that was to fund a full year measure that was in relation to VAT, the cost of that would be $1 billion. $1 billion. Okay, so what's your views? As I say, I'm not trying to rattle any cages here, but it's your lives, it's your incomes. This is where the money's going to go. This is what the government are saying. They've got €1.5 billion wiggle room in tax, but they've made a commitment in the programme for government. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a bit of independent pressure here. That billion is going to be going to reduce the 13.5 to 9% VAT rate. I hope the hotels down in Dublin don't benefit from this, but they probably will, and the prices won't come down. But that means there's going to be no targeted cost of living measures or no great tax breaks by the government's own admission. 086 60 25,000. You would have heard that consumer watchdog inspectors were in the county recently. They carried out a string of unannounced raids. What were the raids on? Well, petrol stations and shops over mispricing. This is the Irish Daily Mail. Some filling stations have been accused of charging more for petrol than they had advertised on their price boards. The 55 inspections carried out by the Competition and Consumer Protection Commission targeted dozens of retail businesses around the country, including Donegal earlier this month. The raids included clothing, beauty, furniture, grocery and hospitality businesses. Labour Party Enterprise spokesperson George Lawler told the Irish Daily Mail last night that any such mispricing is a betrayal of customers and called on the CCPC to send a signal. On to the Mirror now, and there's an image of a young boy, and he's incredibly heavily emaciated. If you can imagine what the you would imagine the images that we became familiar with from Ethiopia, for an example, the images that you might have seen on concern boxes. Well, that's what's happening to the young kids in Gaza. They're being starved to death, unfortunately, and this young child, young Mohammed, has become sort of the pictorial representation of that. He's wearing a bottoms, which is effectively a black plastic bag, and this child has not eaten. He's starving. Every bone in his body is on show, and this is being done to him. This is being done to him, and effectively being done to him with the support of, in real terms, with support of the world. Like, you can get 20 countries, 28 countries that come together, 100 charities that come together and say, Israel, you need to stop this. A ceasefire immediately. Look what you've done to this country and these people. But it's just words. It's just words, and words don't mean nothing in this instance. But maybe there could be some action. Israel could face further sanctions from the UK if it does not agree to a ceasefire in Gaza, David Lammy said, as pressure mounts to do more to stop the killing of civilians. The British Foreign Secretary said he was appalled and sickened by Israel's actions, with children among hundreds of Gazans gunned down as they wait for food. It comes as the Israel Defense Forces begin an operation targeting Deir al-Balah, the main hub for the humanitarian effort. So where people are actually going to get food now is where they're actually being targeted. And I posted a video on my socials not so long ago. As the crow flies, it's within a couple of 100 miles. Life in Israel continues as norm. And as I say, this is as the crows flies. You could drive an hour to Gaza, to the devastation in Gaza, and the image is in Israel of people walking along boulevards, palm trees, the white canopies flapping, people drinking cocktails, music in the background, those white string lights as they follow a path down towards the sea, and they're just going about sipping martinis or whatever it might be as if nothing is happening. And then, as I say, a couple of 100 miles away as the crow flies, you've got people starved to death. You've got a country absolutely destroyed. And this juxtaposition, if that's the right word, is I can't get my head around it. It would be the equivalent of you sitting in Donegal town and this being done to the people of Derry City. Derry City being wiped to the ground, people starving to death, kids with their bones poking out, and you'd be sitting there and you would be part of how this happened, sitting there chilling out, enjoying the summer vibes, listening to music. I don't know what the mass population of Israel thinks of what's going on, because often I would often clarify and say that, the Israeli government are not necessarily reflective of the Israeli people. But is there a rising of protests in Israel against what the government are doing to these human beings? I don't know. Well, I do know. No. The Sun this morning, investigators want to meet jailed Madame Ghislaine Maxwell face-to-face and ask her to name the accomplishments of her paedophile ex-boyfriend Jeffrey Epstein. The US Department of Justice has requested a jail sit-down with the British socialite and the FBI. Last night, Donald Trump himself faces questions over his Epstein links. He seemed to play down the development. In fact, he claimed he didn't know. Asked about a meeting, the US president told reporters in the Oval Office, "I don't know anything about it. I think it's something that sounds appropriate to do. I don't really follow that now much. It's sort of a witch hunt." Now, both Democrats and many Republicans want Donald Trump to stop trying to bury what was happening with Jeffrey Epstein and his accomplice. Donald Trump just wants it to go away, seemingly, and he's cooked up this new conspiracy as it relates to Barack Obama being responsible for trying to fiddle the elections over there. But the reporters and the public aren't buying it. He's trying to put them off the scent, but they are insisting that no, whatever is going on or went on with Epstein and Maxwell and whomever else, it needs to come out. And the more Donald Trump resists it, the more you can't help but feel that he must in some way be implicated. The shocking story we carried on the show yesterday made the national news headlines. This is the news that Guardia hunting 3 young men over a cruel hoax in which bags filled with ketchup and arranged to resemble a body were put on the road to frighten a motorist. The incident happened in the village of Milford on Sunday night and left a terrified motorist thinking they had hit a real person. The shocking incident occurred at the Pans, Cranford, at around 12:30 a.m. The driver and passenger of the vehicle were left shaken following the bizarre incident. Damage was also caused to the car as a result of the collision. Guardia are very, very confident they're going to catch these guys, but they're saying, listen, come forward. It's in your best interest to come forward right now. And I suspect there's probably a lot of people out there that know exactly who these people are. And they're not going to escape justice, I don't think. People are shocked and disgusted. It's the most horrific thing, or one of the most horrific things you can do to put people through that experience for the crack or what have you, or whatever the motivation. I can't talk to the motivation. That could only be it, but it's crazy. 086 60 25,000 is the WhatsApp and text number. 086 60 25,000, or call us on 074 91 25,000.
Daily newspapers are courtesy of Cosgrove, Centra and Diner, Mountaintop, Letterkenny.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union, with monster loans available up to €60,000 for all occasions. Visit letterkennycu.ie.
Summer toys at Tinny's Toys. Everything for an outdoor summer. Swings, slides, trampolines, goalposts, rebounders, sand table, wheelbarrows. Of course, we also have our massive range of kids, pedal and electric toys. Need something for those rainy days? Well, we've that covered too, with the likes of Brooder Toys, Lego, Marvel Toys, books and more. Call into our store on the Leck Road, Letterkenny, or shop online at tinnystoys.com. Tinny's Toys, much more than just farm toys. Dan Boy.
Wishing the Donegal team all the best this Sunday from everyone at White Oak's Acorn Project at the ESIS Centre. We are backing Jim McGuinness and the team all the way. As you gear up for match day, don't forget to stock up on the good stuff. Fresh organic fruit and vegetables from our farm shop. Open Monday to Friday until 4:30 p.m. Eat healthy, feel strong and support local. That's White Oak's Acorn Project at the ESIS Centre, F93, F104.
Looking at the Kia Sportage? Call to Heron Auto Donegal, where for just €1,500 more than the diesel model, you can upgrade to a hybrid automatic with a bigger boot, spare wheel option and finance from just 3.9%. Drive smarter, drive further and drive with confidence with Heron Auto Donegal Town, your trusted Kia main dealer. Book your test drive today at Heron Auto or visit heronauto.ie.
Best of luck to Donegal on Sunday from the Sunny Centre, Letterkenny. Can't make it to the game? Experience the next best thing and catch every moment in stunning detail with a Sunny Bravia 4K TV. Shop the best deals in store or online at sunnycentre.ie.
Your specialty is quality tiles, bathroom suites and wooden floors. Who is the best range of tiles in Donegal?
Crawford Tiles.
The best wood flooring?
Crawford Tiles.
The best bathroom suites?
Crawford Tiles.
5-day bathroom refits?
Crawford Tiles.
And who's been tampering with my questions?
That'd be me.
Crawford Tiles, Castlefin. That'd be them. 07491 43942.
Highland Radio Time Checks brought to you by EirGrid, the operator and developer of Ireland's electricity grid. EirGrid, powering up communities, powering up Ireland. The time is...
It's 9:23. We're joined on the programme now by Patricia Devlin, reporter with the journal.ie. Good morning to you. Patricia, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Greg.
Right, so you've been looking into the positioning of thousands of Chinese surveillance cameras which are installed in public places across Ireland. Right, so I presume the Chinese haven't come in and planted these themselves. We must be buying them and putting them up ourselves, are we, Patricia? Give us the background.
Yes, absolutely. Well, Greg, our investigation focuses on Hikvision cameras, and this brand is a Chinese company that makes surveillance equipment, and they've also been banned in multiple countries, including the US and the UK, and their cameras are not permitted at sensitive government sites over security concerns. So when we were looking into Ireland, we looked at government departments, but we also looked at hospitals, we looked at councils and other public places. And what we found is that Hikvision is in widespread use right across Ireland, in Donegal, in Dublin, in Kerry, right all over Ireland. And this could be in courthouses, this could be in council buildings, and it could even be in swimming pools. And so the issue with that is that security experts say that in Ireland, we never really followed suit from when the UK banned these cameras in 2022, and we didn't really find out a reason why the government decided not to follow suit. And so security experts would like to know why that's the case, and what security advice they've received.
I presume the fear is that there'd be an exploit within these cameras that they could be remotely accessed by the Chinese or agents of the Chinese to gather information. Is that a suspicion or is that proven? Because the same was talked of our 5G network. And I think we continued to use Huawei, was it? Yes. When we were rolling out our 5G, while other countries didn't. We don't seem to feel there's as much of a threat in this country from China as other countries might, because it seems that there are many different ways, if they wish to exploit, that they could in Ireland.
Yeah, and you've hit the nail on the head right there, Greg. The fear is, and the EU has said and deemed China a threat to EU member states, and so Ireland is one of those states, and so we can't be lax when it comes to a country like China, who can, have could possibly hack cameras, who could use access to cameras for sinister means. I mean, we only have to look at the Ukraine, where Russia, and it wasn't Hikvision cameras, but it was Chinese-made cameras. Russia actually hacked into those cameras and helped coordinate attacks in the Ukraine. And so thankfully here, we don't have that type of threat. But what security experts say is that we need to be mindful of that. We need to know about these vulnerabilities, which have been proven in multiple reports and also by the UK Cabinet, the US government, and also Australia. The European Parliament also does not have these cameras. They are banned from inside the European Parliament. So I think really what the focus of our investigation is why has Ireland taken this decision to, not follow suit? What is the security advice they receive? Perhaps they have very good security advice and they have no reason to do this, but I think that needs to be made public.
You sought to find out what the situation was in Donegal. That information wasn't forthcoming, but on the ground analysis showed that these Hikvision cameras are being employed in the county.
Yes, Letterkenny Council has Hikvision cameras in use. We also know that some libraries in Donegal, through FOI requests put in by the Irish Council for Civil Liberties, who also have done a very good report on this, that they are in some libraries in Donegal, but unfortunately Donegal Council wasn't very forthcoming with information, so I can't give you a detailed breakdown, but we do know that they're in use.
What is the government advice to councils in relation to using these particular cameras, or in fact anything relating to tech? It could be routers, it could be cameras, it could be whatever it might be. What kind of guidance comes down from government to local authorities in this regard?
Well, in terms of Hikvision, there's been absolutely no guidance. Quite a number of the councils that we spoke to, and we contacted them all, quite a number said that we have received no guidance. They did receive a letter from Hikvision around 2022, 2023, when the concerns were raised by the UK government, where they give their own advice and said there was absolutely no vulnerabilities and that no respected organisation or company had carried out research into their cameras, which is not true. Also, it's not just the security aspect here. Hikvision is a company linked to the Chinese state, and they also they developed a facial recognition software to target the Uyghur community in China who suffer serious human rights abuses there. So they're very connected to the Chinese state. So we have to take what they say with a pinch of salt. But in a nutshell, there has been no advice to councils. We asked the government what advice, security advice it had received, and they told us that they don't comment on security matters.
Which is convenient. The only thing is as significant as this is, like one of the most used applications in this country is TikTok. Very strong connections to the Chinese state. I mentioned earlier on our 5G network. Every phone in our pocket has some Chinese component to it. We allow Google to track our every movement. Facebook the same at any given time. So as I say, I'm not saying for a second this is insignificant, but have we not already given up the fight that we want to use these products, these apps, and we just accept that it's possible that we're being spied on? I mean, people sitting now with their laptop open, probably with parts originating from China. It's one of the easiest cameras to exploit, and they sit with it open in their front room, if you get where I'm coming from.
Absolutely, Greg. And, it's something even personally for me, having to use, computers, phones every single day. We have to take our digital security more seriously, because I think we've kind of just been thrown into it, and everything now, there's a new iPhone every year. There's new software, there's new apps, and I think we all need to take that so seriously, because much of our lives now, our banking, even when we're contacting family, it's all online, it's all being electronic, and we all need to really take it more seriously. I do. I feel that anyway.
I've given up. I just say, right, okay, stuff it, go on, have my info, because it's far easier, I think. I mean, this is completely unrelated, but there was a time you could go on a website, right, and there were some rules and regs as to what they could or couldn't access on your computer through the cookies. Now you go on a website, it's review options, it's enable, disable, right? You go into the review options, there's a million things you tick or you don't tick. A lot of people now use secure browsing, whereby it doesn't remember your cookies, so you expect it to do that every time. And in a way, I think we're actually giving away more information now, post cookie consent, than we did prior, because it's just too much of a hassle. You just click OK and say, right, there you go. All right, anyway, sorry, that's off on a tangent, but there you go. Patricia, your full work, and it's a detailed piece available on the site, of course, thejournal.ie. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Greg.
Bye-bye. Take care. That's Patricia Devlin, reporter with thejournal.ie. Check them out. They're on the internets. What does your guest make of doorbell cams? Well, I mean, we can have that conversation ourselves. They... what are they checking on? I mean, what's the question? I mean, I have a doorbell camera. I think they're useful because people press the button and it rings your phone and you can speak to them or see them, or it takes little snapshots of what people are doing at your front door. So what do you mean beyond what does your guest make of doorbell cams? All cameras made in China. What brand would you recommend? Well, not all made in China, but I do take your point. I mean, the fact that these cameras are in Irish swimming pools, not pointed at the pools, I presume, or in libraries, like what's the security flaw there? What are they looking to get from us? A caller says, I mean, we're already compromised by our so-called allies. Look at how unsecure all our systems are with regards to America. Microsoft literally admitted in French courts last week that they'd happily dump everything they have on every European to the US president upon request. At this point, it's a case of pick your hegemony, China or the US, or we make our own, and the EU doesn't seem too keen on doing that. And Microsoft had a big security flaw. It's for sharing documents, mostly for businesses, and it was completely exploitable. But that didn't make massive headlines, but that was in the last couple of days. There is a site we used to use as it didn't track your search history called DuckDuckGo. Google have now brought out DuckDuckGo, or bought out. They use Google's rules, so your history, tracking history is not safe. Let me tell you this. They're all tracking you. and all of you. Don't trust any of these private companies. Why would you download Firefox, say, don't track my search history, and believe that they're not? Of course they are. Of course they are. And it's free. So it's your data that's the product for them, or any other browser for that matter. WhatsApp are saying, end messages are encrypted. Do you really believe that? Do you really believe that the FBI, the CIA, or the Chinese, or the Russians for that matter, can't decrypt stupid WhatsApp messages? Of course they can. They can crack these very secure phones. They can certainly do that. Anyway, don't go on the internet looking at stuff that could compromise your security, because of course someone's going to know exactly what you're doing.
Watch the show live now on YouTube, Facebook, and at highlandradio.com. The 9 till noon show with Letterkenny Credit Union, now offering mortgages from 40,000 to 600,000 euro with no hidden fees or transaction charges. Letterkenny Credit Union, 9102127.
If you're aged 59 to 70, we will invite you for a free HSE bowel screening home test. Screening can help find signs of bowel cancer early, before any symptoms show, making it easier to treat.
The Adrenaline Stunt Circus comes to Letterkenny Kiltoy Roundabout on the 2nd and 3rd of August at 2 p.m, featuring our Ride Pro FMX team, 3 monster trucks, War Machine, the Sheriff and Uncle Sam, and lots more. Visit Daredevil Entertainment Presents Adrenaline on Facebook and get tickets on eventbrite.com. Don't miss out.
FBD doesn't stand for Friendly Business Ducks or Freelance Beatbox Department. FBD stands for support. We support businesses and communities across Ireland. Visit your local branch to talk to your FBD insurance team and see how we can support your business. FBD Insurance. Support. It's what we do. FBD Insurance Group Limited, trading as FBD Insurance, is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
Is your couch older than your Spotify playlist? Is your dining table wobblier than your uncle at a wedding? If so, it's time for an upgrade at Grove Furnishings, Kiltoy Road, Letterkenny, the largest furniture store in the Northwest. From stylish sofas to elegant beds, from floor covering to occasional pieces, we've got you covered. And we offer free delivery within 80 kilometres. Grove Furnishings. Seriously good furniture.
It's here, it's now, it's Belfast. Come and celebrate creativity at Ireland's biggest community arts festival, Fela and Fubble. For country fans, Nathan Carter, the Whistling Donkeys, Lisa McHugh and more will be playing your favourite tunes at Country Fest on Saturday 2nd of August. Dance music more your thing? On Friday 8th of August, the legendary Fela Dance Night takes over Falls Park with acts including Dara and trance legend Paul van Dyk. Uncover it all at visitbelfast.com.
Don't delay when you get your bowel screening invitation. Call us today on 1-800 45 45 55 or visit bowelscreen.ie. From the HSE.
A caller says, any update on the surgical hub? Did the health minister decide? Sligo or Letterkenny all went quiet about it. Thanks. Well, there was a little bit of a spell of time before a new meeting, so we will give you an update that as soon as we get it. Claire Irwin, Project Community Coordinator with Irwin Consulting. Good morning to you, Claire.
On Friday 8th of August,
Oops, no, someone's listening to us on the radio at the same time. Tara McDade, are you there?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing
Hello
good.
there.
And you're there as well, Claire. How are you? Claire Irwin's Project Community Coordinator from Irwin Consulting, and Tara McDade, Territory Manager with the PTSB. Claire, talk to me about or Tara, maybe I'll start with you. Talk to me about the event that's coming up in Letterkenny.
Yeah, so we have an event here on Thursday night in the Mount Donegal Hotel from 6:30 to 8:30, and I'm delighted we're joined with Claire Irwin. I know Claire's on the line here with us. But, on the night here, Claire has done a similar event in Buncrana, and there was huge uptake for that event, huge interest. And given, here in Donegal or here in the Letterkenny area and the surrounding area, we have a lot of new builds going on, and we have a lot of rebuilds going on, and we have a lot of people, as we've seen there lately, from findings that there's a lot of people applying for derelict home grants as well through Donegal. So we thought it prevalent to try and host a joint event here in Letterkenny to talk about everything about SSA grants and all of that, and the SBCI finance. as well. So Claire very much on the night is going to talk about all the grants that are available and how to go about it and the steps that people need to undertake. And then from ourselves, then we've obviously partnered with SPCI to provide these home energy upgrade loans as well. So we'll talk more about that on the night.
Yeah, indeed. And I mean, we're talking in all spaces, but as we heard from Tara there, we have the greatest interest in the vacant stroke derelict property grant scheme here. And, you can tie in the SEIA grants with that, Claire.
Yeah, absolutely. The SEI energy upgrade grants are available to any homeowner who's carrying out any form of an energy upgrade. So that could be a vacant or a derelict grant, vacant or a derelict house that they're refurbishing, the house that they're living in, if they decide to increase the energy rating, be it by solar panels, installing a heat pump. It's open to the defective concrete block homeowners. So it's open to anyone really that's renovating an existing property and trying to increase the energy rating. This grant scheme, it's a great grant scheme, and now the SBCI loan scheme that goes with it is just a tremendous help for homeowners to help to finance that.
Right, who can talk to me a bit more about that? Because often it's making up the shortfall that's the block for people. So is that you, Claire?
Yeah, that's it, Greg. Homeowners have great aspirations to carry out renovations and to do all this work to homes, but the cost of it is just stifling in the current market. The grants are amazing, but homeowners have to finance these grants, which is unrealistic for the vast majority of people, to be honest. So this loan scheme is phenomenal in that it's a low interest loan. It's an unsecured loan, so you don't have to jump through the same hoops that you would if, say, for example, if you were applying for a mortgage. So it helps homeowners. So what we're seeing 9 times out of 10, homeowners now that are carrying out the energy upgrades and that are registered with ourselves, they're going for the SBCI loan. It's there's a lot of, like, we'll explain everything on the night, but there's great incentives for homeowners to take it out. It's cheaper than some of the other loans that are on offer. It's easier to attain than a mortgage. And it bridges the gap just until those loans come back, or if the homeowner wants to prolong the payment over 10 years, so be it. That option's available. And a lot of homeowners do choose to do that also. Yeah,
there is a lot of interest. I mean, you can see the window companies outside houses, the solar panels on roofs all over the place. I mean, there is an appetite. I think the word's got around that there is money to be saved, there is energy to be created, because often that's the biggest hurdle, is to actually get the buy-in. But I think the people are buying in now, Claire. They're looking for ways to be able to do it if they've got less income than others.
Yeah, the grants, don't get me wrong, are really, really good. They're a brilliant help, and they definitely offer that buy-in to the homeowners. It incentivizes the homeowners to, say, install solar panels or change their windows or insulate their walls. It's a big help. And homeowners repeatedly are coming back to me after they've completed works to, explain how much they're saving, or if they've put on solar panels on their roof, the fact that their electricity bills are in credit over the summer months, or if they install a battery pack along with solar panels, for example, that they're able to buy electricity at night time in the cheaper rate. So with cost of living at the minute being so high, people are more and more conscious of the cost of running your house. So it's not just about how much it costs to renovate or upgrade the energy rating of your house, but it's also the fact that you're going to be bringing down the running costs of your homes. So no, it's brilliant. It's great. It's a great help to have these grants and the loan offering.
Yeah, I've went through the website myself, and the grants are almost instantly approved. It is a relatively simple. That was just for insulation I was looking at. I'm not sure if it's the same with other areas of it, but it is, the money's sitting there, and it is made as simple as is possible. But I suppose, Tara, the reason nights like this are important is, for some people, and I can be one of those, is where do you start? How does this tie into the derelict property scheme? Where do I begin if I want to start upgrading my home? Do I start with the panels? Do I start with insulation? Do I start with windows? That's or if you're going through that defective concrete block nightmare, where's the brain space to start worrying about, triple glazed windows or solar panel capacity? Do you know what I mean? So information nights like this useful, I would imagine, in making these decisions more clear.
Yeah, and the one thing I would caveat to, like very much as Claire started with, Claire will go out to the homes and do the home energy assessment and all of that to qualify for the SPCA loan, and then clients can come to us. Now, we have an online option if clients want to do it online, but as you quite rightly said, a lot of people are overwhelmed at the minute with everything that's coming at them. We very much can take the clients on into the branches and help them with that online application. And I do want to caveat as well, it's not just open. I don't want people thinking that they can't come on the night if they're not a PTSB customer. It's open to existing PTSB customers and new customers. Anybody can come for information night. And I mean, you can avail of it through yourselves. You don't have to be a customer.
I think that's an interesting point to make, Tara, because I had a homeowner recently and they bank with another bank. Yeah. And for whatever reason, they went to permanent TSB. They didn't have a bank account and they were able to get approval for the loan. I think they actually knew the local bank manager in Buncrana, Triona. Yeah. That's what drew them in.
Yeah.
Right, so the event, it's an information evening. It features Community Project Coordinator Claire Irwin, who we're speaking to here, of course, from RTE's Room to Improve. It's in the Mount Dungloe Hotel, Letterkenny. Runs from 6:30pm to 8:30pm. And presumably, Tara, you would like people, so you get a good idea of numbers, to let you know if they're going. So how might they do that?
You can see on we have an invite there. I shared it with yourselves as well, Greg, but it's RSVP Letterkenny at PTSB, so just the 4 letters, ptsb.ie. Look, I mean, if somebody doesn't get time to do the response, please don't feel that you can't turn up on the night, but preferably if you could, it's just to give a sense of numbers. That would be great.
Yeah, it's always good. Tara McDade, thanks very much indeed. Take care of yourself. Tara is Territories Manager with the PTSB. Claire Irwin, thank you so much for your time as well. I'm sure you'll have a great evening tomorrow evening as well, given the success of the previous event. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a good day. Take care.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union, offering low-rate car loans with fast approval. Apply online at letterkennycu.ie or in office today.
Donegal have made it to the All-Ireland final, and at Louis Walsh Opticians, they're so excited. To celebrate, they're offering free eye tests all this week. Yes, free eye tests all week. Book now on 9121,000 or call into Louis Walsh Opticians in the Courtyard Shopping Centre, Letterkenny. Some terms and conditions apply. Best of luck to Jim and the boys on Sunday from everyone at Louis Walsh Opticians, your local family-run opticians.
Show your colours and support Donegal in the All-Ireland final. O'Neill's official jerseys, polo shirts and T-shirts for all the family. Donegal quarter zips for kids. Save 20% just in time for the big day. Flags, hats and accessories will complete your look for Sunday. Exclusive to BMC Sports. Get 10% off your next purchase when you buy an O'Neill's Donegal jersey in-store or online. Check in-store for details. Brian McCormick Sports, Main Street, Letterkenny.
The Hillary's summer sale just got even better. Get up to 50% off hundreds of made-to-measure blinds, curtains and shutters. Plus an extra 10% off everything until the 28th of July. That's 10% off all blinds, 10% off all curtains and 10% off all shutters. With Hillary's, measuring and fitting is always included, and your local advisor is with you every step of the way. Book your free in-home appointment today or visit hillarys.ie. But hurry, this extra 10% off everything ends 28th of July. Conditions apply.
Oakfest 2025 returns to Oakfield Park this September 6th and 7th. 2 days, 2 stages, 1 unforgettable weekend. Enjoy live music, incredible food and drink, and glamping under the stars, all in one of Ireland's most spectacular settings. Saturday, live and original, featuring Wet Wet Wet, Boney M, Racy, and the Whistling Donkeys. Sunday, Legends Reimagined, with tribute performances to the Eagles, Blondie, Springsteen, and more. Tickets are going fast. Get yours now at oakfieldpark.com.
Test drive any 252 new Ford car or commercial now at Hegarty's Ford, Carnamugga, Letterkenny, #1 commercial dealer in the Northwest. Hegarty's Ford, Letterkenny, firmly behind Donegal for this Sunday's All-Ireland final.
Highland Radio weather updates with McElhenney's. Find amazing savings across our departments with up to 50% off your favourite brands in our summer sale. Discover more in-store or shop online at mcelhenneys.com today.
So let's look at that weather forecast. Cloudy with a few showers this morning. Sunny spells though developing later this afternoon as showers clear. Temperatures 16 to 18 degrees. Dry tonight, variable cloud, lowest temperatures of 8 to 12 degrees. Okay, the Donegal Piper is with me now. And, of course, the Donegal Piper is Christy Murray. How are you getting on, Christy?
Not so bad, Greg. Excited like everybody else.
Yes, it is very exciting, isn't it? You play the bagpipes at every Donegal game, and I think you're an icon. I can call you an icon. You've been doing it now for a quarter of a century. How do you get into a role like that, Christy?
Crazy. I'm a musician, and I saw a piper at a game 25 years ago, and they lost that day. It was a Dublin piper. They gave me the idea, and then I bought a uniform, and it grew from that.
You're originally from Scotland, are you? Or you were raised in Scotland? You come back then and took up residence in Raphoe. What age were you when you moved back to Raphoe?
6.
Oh, wow. Okay. Are you a local yet?
I'm a blowing, and now I'm blowing.
Okay. And did you always, you didn't pick up the pipes because you saw someone and thought it was good. I know you've got a musical background. Had you always played the pipes, Christy?
Yeah, there were 2 pipe bands in Raphoe when I arrived, and I took an interest, and I started the whistle first, and then I started the pipes when I was 13, and so I've been playing music since I was 9 years of age. Then I taught marching bands when I was 21, and then I went on to teaching around schools. So it's been my life. So it has.
Yeah, spreading the message of music.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're passionate about music, they say, you know, I'm not saying you haven't worked hard, don't get me wrong, but if you love your work, you never work a day in your life. I kind of get the feeling you enjoyed everything that you've been doing.
Yeah, like I was playing a nursing home last night for a very good friend of mine, and my eyes were closed and I was lost in my music. You wouldn't have thought it was a week before All Ireland, but yeah, music's a great leveler, but it's great to the heart too.
Yeah, indeed. And you started up a band and it became very successful and went on to win All Ireland titles at the Fleadh as well. I mean, it was a very quick turnaround, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was cutting my teeth in the Fleadh, and after 4 years we won an All-Ireland title with St. Eunan's youth band, and then we myself, my good friend Conor Porter went on to teach for Melton Town band, and they won a lot of All-Ireland titles too, and it introduced me to Irish music. So I have a gra for Irish music too, and I started a session in Raphoe then. So yeah, it just takes me on a journey.
And, you know, there's going to be hundreds of people listening to us, if not more, who you've taught over the years. So when you're called in and say, look, you've had that success with St. Eunan's, you've done this, that and done. When you go into work with the band and to teach them, what's your role in that, Christy? Is it coordination? Is it timing? Is it literally actually how to play the instruments? Or what's the story?
Yeah, I started bands. I give advice because I came from a marching background. And then I taught music, and as we got more experience, we passed that on to committees. I was on committees as well, so there was a couple of levels I was helping out. It's good experience, and then it strengthens your journey. I taught 7 marching bands altogether over time, and then my mother wasn't well, so I had to back off a bit, and then I started other things in musical projects. So
yeah, it's brilliant. And people are already texting in. I was waiting for it. Christy is so well loved. He taught me the tin whistle for years and sparked my love for music. I always wonder with people like you, Christy, who work with young people, you know, you see them developing as musicians, but there's something, isn't there, about sort of learning music or getting up onto the stage that you see the person grow as well, not just their, you know, their acumen or their ability to play. You see them develop, and that's a gift you've been giving people for generations too, I think.
Yeah, I'm giving, but they're giving back too. It really is a pleasure. And then when they go off on their own journey, and you see them again, it's hard to explain. It's explosive. It's like a drug that you're really like. I'm still teaching night classes. I retired in November, teaching around schools, but I still do night classes, and recently I started a trad group in Dale College, and now they're self-sufficient, and I have a session, and some of them are joining us in the session too. So it's, yeah, still there.
Yeah, so you don't like putting your feet up, let's put it like that. Hello to Christy from John Porter in Buncrana. John always wore the Donegal suit at the matches. Unfortunately, he hasn't got tickets for the final yet, hopefully. But he wishes Christy well. And another one coming in there along the same lines. Right, so what's your role, for those who don't know, and everyone knows, but what's your role then on Sunday, Christy?
Yeah, I hope to get down fairly early. Might even get over to the Bonington, I don't know.
Well, I'd love to see you, especially if you bring your skates.
I'll be piping around Jones Road and outside Crow Park Hotel, a couple of pubs, probably a couple of hours before the game. And about an hour beforehand, I'll go into the concourse in Crow Park and pipe around there, and put the pipe sound down for the game. And at half time, I'll start again. And then at the end of the game, then, no matter if we win or lose, I'll get the pipes going. It's very sore when you lose. But
well, we're not talking about that, Christy.
I was there in 2014, but
do you know the funny thing is like it's everything's a superstition. Like, we need, say for instance, for this show on Monday, like we're afraid to talk about what we're going to do on Monday because you can't say, you don't even want to say that if we win. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's bizarre. So we're me and Oisin and Shannon, and we're all looking at each other because we don't want to plan too much for Monday, because you don't want to presume anything and jinx anything. It's crazy, isn't it?
I totally get you. I remember in 2012, there was a committee had a Donegal gathering, and they gave me a hat to wear for the final, and my daughter Ashley gave out straight away. She was so superstitious about it.
You got to ruin it all, Dad. Christy,
exactly.
Christy, a great fella. We'd be lost without him at games. It gives us a real identity when you see him playing. Keep piping, Christy. Keep our spirits up on Sunday. Hello to Christy from your music friends from Fanad. And another... there's still a very good active pipe band in Raphoe. I met a young man last Sunday on the top of Errigal piping at 9 a.m. in the morning. It was lovely to see, and he said he was a member of the Ulster Scots in Raphoe, though there you go. Right, okay, so we'll hear your dulcet tones. Get on over to the Bonington if you can at some stage between 11 and 1 and give us a rattle, Christy. I know you're going to be busy, and as I say, you're an icon. People expect to see you at the games now, and you've been doing it for 25 years. You're going to be at Croke. You've got your ticket. You're sorted.
Well, I haven't got them yet. But...
Oh, bloody hell! Right? Why did I say that?
But
all right,
great conversation around pubs.
Okay, listen, exactly. We'd love to see you down there, Christy. We will hear you if we don't see you. Have a great weekend. Chat to you soon.
Okay, great.
All right, bye-bye. Take care of yourself. That is the legend, Christy Murray, the Donegal Piper. We'll be back with more, and any more of your GEA stories. We'd love to hear them. 086 60 25,000.
The 9 till noon show with Letterkenny Credit Union. Simplify your debts with a debt consolidation loan from Letterkenny Credit Union. Call us on 074 910 2126 or apply online via our app or in office today.
75 years ago, SEAT set out on a journey to create cars that move people in every sense. From the iconic Ibiza and Leon to the family-friendly Arona and Ateca SUVs, designed with style and practicality for those who expect more. Now to celebrate, you can avail of exclusive offers across the SEAT range at our 252 sales event this June. Find out more at your local SEAT retailer or visit seat.ie. SEAT. Expect more.
Your local SEAT dealer is DMG Motors, Clara Road, Donegal Town. Telephone 074 9721 396.
The Easy Living Furniture Spectacular Summer Sale ends this Sunday. Everything's reduced in store and online with hundreds of sale specials across all departments, including sofa, dining, bedroom, mattresses, home accessories and garden furniture. And if that's not enough, we're offering free delivery on all orders over £499. Hurry, our spectacular summer sale ends this Sunday, only at Easy Living Furniture, Crescent Link Retail Park, Derry, Londonderry.
McGowan Hearing, your audiologist experts, now in Letterkenny, Buncrana and Carndonagh. Book your free hearing aid consultation in our clinic or your home across the northwest and beyond with Darren McGowan on 07191 00208.
Join John Breslin and the Around the Northwest team live from O'Hare's Bakery, Main Street, Letterkenny, as they celebrate 40 years in business. This Thursday, enjoy promotions, giveaways, spin the wheel prizes, product sampling, and of course, cake to mark the occasion. Don't miss the party at O'Hare's Bakery, Letterkenny, celebrating 40 sweet years.
Highland Radio's Road to Croker continues on the morning of the All-Ireland final in Dublin. Join me, Greg Hughes, for a big match brunch show live from the Bonington Hotel in Drumcondra from 11am to 1pm. Fuel up for the big game, get your breakfast, which can be pre-booked at highlandradio.com, and join our broadcast with live music, giveaways and the views of you, the Donegal fans. That's our big match brunch show, the morning of the big game, live from Dublin, 11am. Highland Radio's Road to Croker is an association with Highland Motors Letterkenny and the all-new Dacia Duster from just €199 per month. Refreshed looks, sophisticated yet practical and tough, now also available in hybrid.
Live, on air, online and on the Highland Radio app. This is Highland Radio News.
Good morning, I'm Michaela Clark with the news at 10 o'clock. The Taoiseach says the humanitarian situation in Gaza is a stain on the world. It comes as over 100 aid organisations warn mass starvation is spreading in the region. The UN says more than 1,000 Palestinians have been killed while trying to access food since May, while Israel denies blocking aid. Taoiseach Micheál Martin says he's run out of words to describe the misery being heaped on children.
No one now in Europe or across the world believes that Gaza is anything other than a human catastrophe. And it is a terrible stain on the world and on Europe that this war has not stopped. I believe that the international community has a lot of soul searching to do. We're witnessing the undermining of the United Nations, and the world is at a crossroads in terms of the decline in the rules-based order.
Guardia have confirmed that inquiries are ongoing into a suspicious approach in Letterkenny yesterday. It's understood a young girl was approached by a man in a white car near the Whitethorn estate at around 5pm. The man is alleged to have asked the girl to get into the vehicle. Security experts are warning about the use of thousands of controversial Chinese surveillance cameras in public places across Ireland, including in Donegal. This is despite Hikvision being banned in other countries. Donegal County Council failed to respond to queries from the journal Investigates on whether they still use the devices. However, cameras were subsequently discovered outside Letterkenny Public Services Centre. It's also understood Hikvision devices are installed in some libraries throughout the county. Reporter with Journal.ie, Patricia Devlin, says the cameras are widely used in many settings.
When we were looking into Ireland, we looked at government departments, but we also looked at hospitals, we looked at councils and other public places, and what we found is that Hikvision is in widespread use right across Ireland, in Donegal, in Dublin, in Kerry, right all over Ireland. And this could be in courthouses, this could be in council buildings, and it could even be in swimming pools.
Fishing vessels larger than 18 metres are to be banned from trawling inshore waters inside the 6 nautical mile zone from October of next year. Meanwhile, restrictions on sprat fishing will be imposed from this coming October. Minister Martin Hayden says this was decided after an extensive public consultation, and he believes this is the right thing to do for the preservation of sustainable fisheries in Ireland's inshore waters. The minister added that this measure was sought by 94% of those who took part in the consultation. Armagh-based Islands Inshore Fisheries representative Jerry Early has been welcoming the announcement. He says it's a step in the right direction in terms of protecting inshore fisheries.
We've been saying this for years, Michaela, that to have a future, it has to be sustainable. Big is not always better, and I think if we learned any lessons from the past is that if it all stayed small, as it was in the 50s and 60s, again, you can't curb progression, but it has to start somewhere, and I think this is a good starting point.
Stormont Justice Minister is urging the public to make safety a priority around bonfires. It comes after a man fell from a Republican pyre in Derry's Bogside last week. The site at Meenan Square is still under construction and is due to be lit in August. Naomi Long says communities need to review how they celebrate their culture.
I think that we need to take a long, hard look at how we celebrate or mark our culture as a society. I don't think that bonfires in the main have to be problematic if people are willing to make sure that they are safe and respectful.
A man has been charged in connection with an arson attack in Derry earlier this week. The blaze broke out at a house in the Bluebell Hill Gardens at around 11 p.m. on Monday. The 38-year-old is due to appear before Derry Magistrates Court later today, charged with a number of offences, including arson, endangering life with intent, common assault, assault on a police designated person, and possession of a Class B controlled drug. For weather now, a few showers this morning with sunny spells developing later this afternoon as the showers clear. Highest temperatures of 16 to 18 degrees. That's all from Highland Radio News for now. We'll be back with an update again at 11 o'clock. Until then, you can keep up to date with the latest local news on our website highlandradio.com. Good morning. The obituary notice is for this Wednesday morning, July the 23rd. The death has taken place of Charles McGee, 38, Woodlawn, Stranorlar, retired member of An Garda Síochána. Remains reposing at McCool's funeral home Ballybuffet today from 4 o'clock to 9 o'clock and at his late residence, 38, Woodlawn, Stranorlar, tomorrow from 2 o'clock until Rosary at 9 o'clock for family and friends. Funeral leaving from his late residence on Friday morning at 10:30 for Requiem Mass in the Church of Mary Immaculate Stranorlar at 11 o'clock. Interment in Drumbo Cemetery. The Requiem Mass will be streamed live via the parish webcam. Donations in lieu of flowers, if so desired, directly to the Donegal Hospice or care of any family member. The death has taken place of Jerry Caldwell, Main Street, Donegal Town. Jerry will repose at Tyrconnell Funeral Home today from 2 o'clock until 6 o'clock. Funeral Mass tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock in St Patrick's Church, Donegal Town, with burial afterwards in Clare Cemetery. House strictly private, please, at all times. And the death has occurred of Noelle Crumlish, New York, and formerly of 64 Lower Main Street, Letterkenny. Sister of John and David Crumlish, Andrea Leonard, Frida Haleko, and Marette Mackey. For family information and more details regarding wakes and funerals, please go to highlandradio.com.
Highland Radio.
Oh, spicy.
The KFC Zinger Drip. Fiery zinger fillet, cheese, lettuce, and zinger sauce. Packed into a spicy bun. Available until August 31st. Full T's and C's at kfc.ie.
Welcome into the second hour of the 9 till noon show. Just to remind you, next Sunday we are broadcasting a special show live from the Bonington in Dublin. It starts at 11 a.m. And I'll be there. We'll have some live music for you. We will have loads of crack, loads of conversation, hopefully talking to loads of you ahead of the game, because by the time that show is over, it's probably time to start meandering our way down to Croke Park. So you're in and around the area or maybe staying in the hotel, please call in, say hello. We'll have the crack. We'll have some live music and the usual stuff. And the team will be around as well on that, Brendan or Oshin as well for a bit of a chat. So that's just to get us all started. That's a breakfast. And it's not just sort of like a breakfast show because the Bonington are doing a brunch offering. And if you want to sort of fill your boots before the big game, it's €20. And it's an all-you-can-eat buffet, which is pretty good. I know that'll sort you out for the day. So you can come to the show, enjoy the show, watch the show, or you can go in and get your breakfast as well. It's all in the one space. You don't have to have breakfast, but if you're down there, why not? And as I say, it's an all-you-can-eat breakfast for €20. The show runs from 11 till 1, and we'd love to see you there. Even if you're driving down, leave a bit earlier and call in and see us, or call in and see us. I think the parking is above the Bonington too. A lot of people park up there, so you could, if you're walking down, sort of call in on your way. It'd be great to get the Donegal buzz. Don't turn up without something green and gold or green and yellow. Or blue. I think Kerry are wearing their away kit on Sunday, which I'm not upset about really, because I think some of these kits clash and it can make the visual experience just not quite as enjoyable as it could be. And there's also a great evening on the D2 or in the D2 at the Harcourt Hotel on Saturday night. Oisin's going to be there. The crew's going to be there. I'm going to hopefully call over as well. That's from 8 p.m. as well. So call into that. And there's great live music there as well. Great crack and banter. As I say, we're going down to Dublin and we're going to take over the place. And why not? And who's to say what might happen after the game or indeed on the Monday. Greg, maybe Tipperary's victory was part of the Lowry deal. I wouldn't be surprised. He's very influential. No, I'm only joking. On other matters, well, let's see. Could you please wish my sister Fiona Doherty, Donegal Road Ballad Buffet, a very happy birthday from Shauna and John. Have a lovely day, and we'll wish you the best as well, Fiona, from us here at Highland. If you are or know of someone who's down in Kerry, they're a Donegal person, we're going to be speaking to some of our Kerry Loch Donegal folk. I want to get a sense of what it's like down there. They're probably listening to Radio Kerry, are they? Or maybe they tune into us, I don't know, sort of so they can hear what's happening at home. But anyway, what's it like being a Donegal person living in Kerry in the build-up to the All-Ireland final? We'll be chatting to some folk after we get the bingo numbers. But if you are that person, or if you know someone down there that might chat to us, let us know. 086 60 25,000 is the WhatsApp and text number, or give us a call on 074 91 25,000. A caller says, once you turn 50, the GP blames everything on the menopause. I had a sore shoulder for months. They kept saying it was menopause. I knew it wasn't. I went for a scan. It turned out I had 3 torn tendons and frozen shoulder recently. I've had an itchy scalp. The GP's now saying it's menopause. Women know their own bodies and shouldn't believe everything is menopause related. Yeah, that's off the conversation we had yesterday about, understanding what is and isn't menopause, and sometimes the stuff it can do to you that you wouldn't necessarily be aware of. You can listen back to that in the podcast if you wish, and quite rightly so. And we have to be our own self-advocates as well, and you sort of trust your own body and trust your own instincts, even if it's in conversation with a person in a position of trust as well. You have to bat for yourself, and I think particularly in the area of health. A caller says, then you got America leaking war plans on group chats. Yeah, indeed, that's in relation to security. That was crazy. Interesting, read the hip cameras. I know you had a conversation last week too, read drones. They are absolutely infringing on privacy. I had one on my street recently circling my house and my kids were on the street. It turned out to be a local child, thankfully, but it's definitely overstepping the mark and infringing on privacy with no laws to stop it. The guards have no power over them, and the aviation authority take your complaints but can't do much. Are drones as big an issue before? They kind of, I think when DJI released a relatively affordable light drone, we saw an explosion of drones. I just don't see them around now as much as they used to. So thank you for that. In relation to Gaza, a caller says, it's going from genocide to extermination. The world is doing nothing. The UN is doing nothing. America doing nothing. The UK is doing nothing. It's hard to believe at this day and age this is going on right before our eyes. And I would respectfully disagree with your phrasing of that. The Americans are not doing nothing. They're supporting it. The UK are not doing nothing. They are actually helping in what they're doing. It might not be directly, and they might speak publicly and say, right, enough is enough. But believe me, the United States, the UK, they're making money from the genocide of the Gazan population through the sales of weapons or information or whatever it might be. Right, let me take a quick break. Here's the bingo numbers, and we'll be back with more on the 9 till noon show after we take, as I say, this break.
The county's #1 talk show, the 9 till noon show on Highland Radio.
It's time for Vision Ireland Bingo on Highland Radio.
It's Wednesday, the 23rd of July. You're playing on the blue sheet for the daily prize of €400. The reference number is S8. It's game number 30. The numbers are 5, 58, 89, 84, 66, 81, 30, 37, 6, and finally 55. Phone your claim to 9104833 before midnight, leaving your name, contact number and the name of the shop where you purchased your book, and we'll call you back the next working day. Get all your Vision Ireland bingo information at highlandradio.com.
Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why. The Lotto jackpot is an estimated €12.2 million.
Play responsibly in store, in app, or at lottery.ie.
The National Lottery. It could be you.
Fabric World's hot summer sale now on, with fabulous discounts on curtain and upholstery fabric and half-price pots in our garden department. Summer sandals and fashion from £10. Crafty deals, 3 fabric pieces for £12. And there's always great Euro rates at Fabric World, Maydown, Derry.
Do you suffer from high cholesterol, menopause symptoms, digestive issues, anxiety, aches and pains, or a lack of energy? The highly trained team at the Natural Way Letterkenny can provide advice on natural remedies for a number of individual health issues. The Natural Way also has its own brand of herbal treatments to help fight fatigue, relieve digestive discomfort, maintain a healthy immune system and alleviate common menopause symptoms. The Natural Way at Letterkenny Shopping Centre, your one-stop health shop.
Get ready, it's back.
Applegreen's 24/7 birthday celebration this Thursday, July 24th.
100% Irish chicken fillet rolls for just €2.47.
Breakfast rolls €2.47 and croissants and muffins for only 24¢.
One day only, lad, in selected Applegreen stores.
So swing in this Thursday, July 24th and fill your boots.
T's and T's apply.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union. Digital loans now available. Apply online or via our app today and get your loan transferred directly to your current account.
All right, always great to have the credit union on board. Thanks for supporting the show. So on today's show too, we're going to be talking to some Donegal folk living in the kingdom to check out on how they're doing in the run-up to the Sunday. If you've anyone in mind, let us know. But we're going to go to Robert Porter now. He's a Donegal man living in Kerry. Robert, how are you getting on?
Not so bad, Greg, yourself?
I'm doing good. You're married to a diehard, a Kerry football diehard, Pauline, your wife, Pauline Hegarty. She's got strong connections to the GEA down there, doesn't she?
She does, yeah. Her uncle was Tim Kennelly, the horse Kennelly. Played in the famous 4-in-a-row team. He captained Kerry in 1979 in All-Ireland. And his 2 sons then, Tag and Noel, probably need no introduction. Tag won the first AFL for Sydney Swans, an Irishman. And he went in and came back and he won All-Ireland for Kerry then.
Now, this sort of rivalry, footballing rivalry, I mean, obviously it's ever present, right? But it's been a part of your relationship right from the get-go and up till the wedding, hasn't it? Talk to me about how you celebrated your wedding and the timing of it, etc.
That was we got married there in 2014. And it was that time the All-Ireland final was in September, and we got married in the bank holiday August weekend. And the wife, being the avid GAA fan she is, and myself behind Donegal, she decided to do the wedding invites as a All-Ireland ticket.
Oh, brilliant.
And she put down the church was the venue, and the throw-in for the wedding was at 1 o'clock, and the 2 county crests on the ticket. And then there was a strip on that then where if you were going to the wedding, that was your SVP. They send back the strip. And the entrance to the wedding then was the Crow Park theme tune. And just by chance then that year, the 2 teams were in the final.
There you go. Amazing stuff. Fantastic. Fantastic idea. And great fun too. And, you know, we're 2 big GEA counties, so there's no doubt the guests got into the swing of it as well.
Oh, they did absolutely. There was great crack and banter there, you know, between the relatives, my relatives, or White Span up in Northwest, you know, Donegal, Derry and Tyrone. They were there, and of course then all her cousins, they were from the surrounding area, mostly from Kerry and a few from Cork as well.
Right, so you're Ross Spy in the kingdom, Robert. What's the buzz down there?
The buzz down there at the minute, well, I'm working in Limerick at the minute, so when I come at home, I go through Tarbert by Longford, and you certainly know that there's an All-Ireland on the way. There's a few flags and all about. Fair play to her father and brother. They have a pub there called Tomashine's. And so Jackie and Anya and the children, Dara, Molly and young Rosie have the place all looking well. They have all the flags up. So they got old bulls. Tralee's looking very well. Killarney, the Stowe.
Do you miss home more? I know you're on the island. Don't get me wrong, but do you miss home more, Robert? Sort of at this time, when you're going around looking at Kerry flags left, right, and centre.
It's not too bad, Look with social media, I can take a look there. What's happened up home, up in Lufford and Donegal there. Fair play to Neil Patrick. They've done good work in Lufford, and Lufford's looking well. So, and then you contact them with their relatives on the phone, and the buzz is good,
I want to get a sense of how confident you are, how confident Pauline is. But obviously, Pauline back in Kerry, you're back in Donegal. What's the mood in the house?
The mood of the house now is a bit of sarcastic comments going on back and forth and a bit of banter, She's digging at me, and I'll be digging at her, and I'll be telling her we've got 2 Ulsters in a row and the toughest province in the country. We've got a strong defence, big strong bench. I says you really need to be at your best to give us a game. I'll be telling her,
And does she push back on that, or does she go, you know what, Robert, you're probably right there?
She does in a way, but she has good confidence in her forwards, Clifford, of course, needs no introductions. Johnny O'Shea as well is a good player. Look, they were saying too that we beat 2 Ulster teams on the way there, Tyrone and Armagh. So, look, it's tight enough,
It is tight. But I think you look at our 15 and you look at the sideline, there's so much strength and depth there. And, obviously you've got some standout stars for Kerry and some other, great players. It just seems we have the strength and depth, dare I say, Robert.
At those, it was very good. This, as at the Meath match there, what Donegal, what Jim McGuinness can do. He took players off and put just another player back on. Never mind 15 the team. Donegal is 25. And every player is as good as the next coming on.
Yeah, so what's the plan for Sunday? Or are you going down Saturday? Or are you going down Sunday, staying over Sunday? Or up and down in the one day? Or what's the story?
I'd say what we'll do, we're up and down the one day, and we'll head down to Dublin on Sunday morning. We'll see the match, and we'll get back up, and hopefully it turns out well for Donegal, We'll probably get a bit of slagging and Tomashin's for it, sure, but what harm, sure, it's all good banter,
Isn't that part of the crack? Walking in there with your shoulders back, your jersey on? What can they say? What? No, let's not get ahead of ourselves. What can they say? All right, brilliant stuff, Robert. Loved Pauline too. Thanks very much for that. We just want a great game as well as winning. Thanks. Take care.
Take it easy, man.
Right,
Good luck.
Bye-bye. Look after yourself from Lifford there, of course, as well. Right, we've got another mixed marriage, mixed couple here, living in Tralee. Gemma, in this case, you're the Donegal person. I was going to say trapped. Very happy and comfortable in lovely Tralee. And Des is there. Gemma and Des Hurley. So, Gemma, I'll speak to the Donegal lady first. What's it like being in Kerry in the build-up to this huge game between the two counties?
Well, it's great fun, to be honest. There's lots of banter. Lots of people are teasing me, really. Kerry are very confident, as they always are, and I suppose should be. But yeah, I'm getting lots of teasing, getting a little bit of slagging for having a Donegal flag up in our cafe window. But our cafe's called North South, so it wouldn't be North South without the North. So yeah, it's just good fun.
Des Hurley, you sound a little more like a Tipperary man.
No, definitely Kerry man, through and through.
Right, so what's it like running the business? Did I hear Gemma say there's Donegal flags up in the caf?
Yes, we have Donegal on one side and Kerry on the other side.
Brilliant stuff.
Yeah.
A marriage made in heaven.
Banter.
It is, and that's it. It's fun, isn't it? And it's a talking point, and the crack is good as well. And Gemma holding her own down there. Des, how excited are you and your fellow county people heading into this game? And again, just want to get a sense of the level of confidence or otherwise from you.
Yeah, I think from the Armagh game and the Tyrone game, people are saying Kerry are on a roll. They love playing in Croke Park, but I think this one, with the cute fox that you have in Jim McGuinness, I think he's could outwit us. As your last caller said there, Kerry, we have a strong 15. We may have 3 or 4 coming off the bench equally as strong, but if you look at Donegal, you have 8 come off the bench who are from as fit and as good and scoring and on fire. Like your semi-final against Meath, you blew them away. And I know if Meath weren't as good as you thought on the day, but Donegal were outstanding. That's my fear. I fear coming off the bench with 20 minutes to go for a couple of points down, we could be in trouble. If we're a couple of points up, we might hold our own, but I'm very, very nervous over it.
Yeah, and I think, Des and Gemma, in the pre-second coming of Jim McGuinness, if I can put it like that, we had a plan A as a Donegal team, and sometimes if that plan A didn't work, we kind of were banjaxed. I think a lot of this is going to be run from the sidelines and what the two managers do during the game and the ability to adapt. And I think we, as Donegal, Gemma, we're much better at adapting now than we have been in the past. And, Jim seems to be able to switch things up and the players respond in the thrust of the game.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. And as I said, they're saying we're a one-man team. Now, we've proven that we're not, but I think a lot of our centre stuff that comes out of Kerry is David Clifford. If he has an off game, then I think we are in trouble. But as I said, if they double mark him, there's a man free, but I don't think they're going to double mark him on the day. I think it's going to be 15 and 15, and I'm just hoping that all our star players play to their full potential on the day, and then we have a chance. If, as I said, if one of our star players maybe has an off day, then we could be in trouble. You know what I mean? I know people are saying Kerry, they're reliant on maybe the Clifford brothers and one or two more, but no, I just feel Donegal coming off the bench have a strike force better than what we have. That's my fear on the day.
Yeah, and 100%. The second half, so we can't rely on another second half, but we do seem to be able to switch it up. Gemma, what's the plan for Sunday? I mean, obviously it's running a business together. Are you able to both head down to the game, or what's the plan?
We're actually heading to Donegal, so I'm packing up as we speak, and I'm heading up today to Donegal for the weekend. Des is going to follow me up maybe on Friday or Saturday.
Right, great.
We currently don't have tickets for the match, but I think we're actually happy enough to watch it down in Redcastle in the local.
Brilliant.
I'm happy to be the only Kerry jersey in their local bar.
That's what I'm going to say, Des. This is brilliant. We're going to be able to stick it to you in Donegal. Fantastic.
Yeah, I don't mind, because I've got the half and half jerseys for the children as well. So they can be,
I don't know. Pick a side, Des. Pick a side. Come on. Pick a side.
Well, we bought them half and half jerseys, but I'll be honest, the kids are all for Kerry.
Hey, well, listen, there's no harm in that too. Listen, Gemma and Des.
The 7-year-old.
Say that again, Gemma.
The 7-year-old she's insisting that she's just wearing her Kerry jersey. She's not wearing the half and half.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, as long as we don't lose you too, Gemma. Listen, have a safe journey up, Des. We look forward to welcoming you with open arms to Redcastle for the match on Sunday. You just don't get tickets. All right, God bless you. Thanks so very much indeed. If you're down in Tralee, check out their cafe there. Roseanne is 30 years in Kerry and loves it down in, where's it, Beaufort in Kerry you're in, Roseanne? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes, that's it. Yeah, Beaufort in Kerry.
Right, originally from Gortahawk, and immediately I'm getting the vibes. Go ahead, Roseanne.
Well, I was born in Glasgow. My parents were from Gortahawk.
But you lived in Gortahawk, didn't you? Did you live in Gortahawk?
Yeah, no, I didn't. No, I didn't live in Gortahawk.
There's such a strong. Isn't it astonishing there's such connections between that part of the world and Scotland, that there's such a crossover just in terms of populations and accents and all that type of thing to some extent. Right, so Roseanne, you're there 30 years. Have we lost you, or have you got the Donegal flag out?
Oh, I've got my Donegal flag flying high, and I've got my Kerry flag as well for the children and my grandchildren.
Of course, you have to keep them happy as well.
Yeah, we do.
And part of this.
I was just before your interview. I was actually interviewed for Kerry's Eye. They wanted to talk to me as well. I seem to be very popular these days.
And why not? I presume they're going down the same angle, but from the different side. What's it like being from Donegal and Kerry? And we're asking you the question, but from a different perspective. Lee Gooch was down in Kerry, of course. He and Dennis and...
I think that was hilarious.
Yeah.
I loved it this morning when I saw it. I thought, oh, it's brilliant. Great banter.
I see Radio Kerry, they've shared the post as well too, which is nice, isn't it? Because it's all fun. I mean, it's serious, but it's fun.
It is. It's all banter.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's banter and a bit of crack. And it's lovely to see that Chris Donegal's going to win, I'm sure.
Right, I like that.
They will win.
Yeah. And where are you going to watch the game, Roseanne?
Well, actually, I'm going up to Donegal on Thursday,
Lovely.
tomorrow, and I'm staying in Guardia, and I'm hoping to, if I got tickets, my sister's coming from Glasgow, so if I did get tickets, I would go take her to it, because it's just, the atmosphere at the game is just ecstatic. It's brilliant.
Nothing beats being there, isn't that what it say? Safe journey home, Roseanne.
No.
Keep that Donegal flag flying high above. You do know
I
once you're in
will.
Kerry, it has to go above the Kerry flags, even if you're in Kerry. Apparently, that's the it's in the Constitution. Apparently.
Yeah.
All right. Take care of yourself. All right. We've another mixed couple: Liam Marley, Mary Marley. Liam, this time you're the Donegal on the male side from Ballybofey. And down in Tralee now, or near Tralee. How are you getting on, Liam? Hi, Mary.
Hi,
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
We're looking forward to the match. It should be a good game, but I think Donegal are going to win.
And you're still...
I think Kerry's fine.
So I'm going to stick with you, Mary. What is your prediction?
I reckon we'll win by 2 points.
A close one.
To be close, but 2 points will do it.
Right, so let's get...
I think we've got natural ability.
Let's get straight down to the... Sorry.
That will suit us.
I'm so sorry there's a delay on the line. There is. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to ask a question and shut up. Let's get straight to the kids, Mary. Who do they support? How many of them, and who do they support?
We're 4, but they're grown up now. They're between 32 down to 24. And 2 support Donegal and 2 support Kerry. And would you believe we've only one around at the moment, and that's Cueva, and she's a mad Donegal supporter, so she'll be shouting with her dad on Sunday, where I'll be on my own.
Well, I'm sure Liam will give you a consolation hug. I'm sure. So, Liam, what's it like being a Donegal man down in Kerry in the lead up to this massive game involving both counties?
It's brilliant. Everybody's talking about it, and that. I think though the Kerry sport, they don't have out enough flags. Not like Donegal. Like we were in Tralee yesterday, and there's very little flags out. But you look at Donegal, there's lots of flags out. So I think that's a good omen for us. And I think with McGuinness and Murphy and McBurty, I think is brilliant. I think we'll win by 3 points.
Mary, is it the fact that you aren't confident? Is that why you haven't put the flags out? You don't want to waste the money?
I don't know. To be honest, I think other years there would be far more flags up. I think people will be cautious. We have our flags up. I put up the Kerry flag and thought I was doing great. And then when I looked out, my husband was out with a high ladder putting his flag above my flag. So the neighbours were saying, what happened? And I said, he pulled a fast one.
Yeah, he's just got a longer ladder. That's what you have to say, Mary. Liam's got a longer ladder than me.
Yeah. But it's great build-up, people looking for tickets and ringing about tickets and texting about tickets. So it's great fun that way. We've been lucky so far. We've got 2 tickets from our daughter lives in Cork, and her neighbour is a good GA person and got us 2 tickets. So at least we have tickets to go.
Oh, brilliant. Well, listen, enjoy the game, Mary. Enjoy it, Liam. And I'm glad, Liam, you've got the extra backup with your daughter just for the weekend that's in it. But it's going to be great fun.
I hope it's a good sporting match. I hope it's a great final. You know, Sunday's final was a bit of a letdown. I hope it's a great match and very edge into the seats sort of stuff. That's what we want, a good match.
Exactly.
And good sporting match. But carry a boo.
Right, Liam, come on.
Give
us an up Donegal. We can't finish off with Kerry a boo.
Kerry, McBurty will come on and he'll take the last 2 points and we'll win by 3.
Up Donegal.
Up Donegal.
Yes, stuff. Great stuff. Thanks, Liam. Thanks, Mary. We'll have more chat after these.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union, with monster loans available up to €60,000 for all occasions. Visit letterkennycu.ie.
If you're aged 59 to 70, we will invite you for a free HSE bowel screening home test. Screening can help find signs of bowel cancer early, before any symptoms show, making it easier to treat.
Picture your dream wedding at the foot of Errigal Mountain. Join us at the Encourage Hotel Summer Wedding Showcase, Monday 4th of August, 1 to 5 p.m. at Encourage Hotel Gweedore. Explore our elegant ballroom, picturesque gardens and breathtaking views. Enjoy light refreshments and start imagining your unforgettable day. No appointment needed. Visit encouragehotel.com for more details.
It's easy to feel trapped when you're dealing with mortgage arrears. The worry, sleepless nights, the impact on you and your family. But there is a way out.
Welcome. Come on in.
At Huawei, our door is always open. We're here to help and ready to listen. Get free, confidential support and practical advice to help you take control of the situation by visiting mabs.ie/Huawei. That's mabs.ie/Huawei, an initiative of the Government of Ireland.
Luxury is not merely seen or heard or even touched. True luxury is experienced. It lies in the minute details that elevate the ordinary into the extraordinary. It's quiet spoken, but leaves a lasting impression. You know it when you feel it. Luxury begins with L. Lexus. Experience amazing. Discover the all-electrified range at Lexus Letterkenny.
New this week in Home Store and More. All school bags are all half price, but better hurry because when all our half price school bags are gone, they're gone. Also, all 100% cotton children's duvet sets are still all 33% off, and all metal kitchen bins are still all half price. But when all the 33% off 100% cotton children's duvet sets and all the half price metal kitchen bins are gone, they're definitely gone. Drop by your local Home Store and More. Visit us online at homestoreandmore.ie. Home Store and More. A happy home.
Don't delay when you get your bowel screening invitation. Call us today on 1800 45 45 55 or visit bowelscreen.ie. From the HSE.
Bridget Flannery's with me. Hey Bridget, how are you keeping?
Hi, good morning.
Good to have you with us. You're originally from Greencastle, but you've been in Dingle now for 37 years.
That's correct, yeah. In Dingle a long time, yeah.
And what's life like down there for you, Bridget?
Oh, it's fabulous. Yeah, it's great. It's a lovely place, a very small community, very much into their GAA. Yeah, we run a business there, Dingle Sea Safari, so we're out on the water a lot. We very close to Fungi, the dolphin, quite a few years ago. So now we get out on the water a lot. And yeah, football is a big part of Dingle as well, with having the Gainies and Tom O'Sullivan, of course. So we've got quite a lot of local players there in the town. It's great.
What is the story with Fungi now? He's moved on or gone. Is that right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, COVID came in 2020, and he just disappeared. And yeah, it was pretty sad in the area because he'd been there for 37 years as well. But you know, I suppose he had, you know, all our children had grown up with him in Dingle, and he just age, I think, maybe, you know, it's hard to know exactly, but he just, you know, we went out one morning and he had just disappeared. It was, yeah, doom and gloom for the area, unfortunately.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, because something becomes a part of the fabric of an area, doesn't it? And in this case, it was a dolphin. As
it was
strange as it sounds, that's exactly what it was. Right. So you're not in Dingle. You're back home at the moment, Bridget. Is that right?
Yeah. I drove up yesterday with my husband. Actually, we came up because my dad is celebrating his 80th birthday. And we just said we'd have a nice family meal out tonight. My sister, she's a teacher in the UK, so she just got her summer holiday. So she has joined us as well. She came in from the UK yesterday. So it's a nice family gathering. So,
right.
As well.
So
we'll have a night out.
Who are you supporting on Sunday and who's going to win?
when Kerry are in a final, I'll support Kerry, but obviously...
Yeah, but they're in a final against Donegal, Bridget. Sorry,
against
sorry
Donegal,
to have to
I'll
pull
go
you
with
up on this
Donegal.
through the chair.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead,
did
yeah.
bring my Donegal jersey. I do, with
all right,
my
okay,
Kerry
good
jersey as well, so I have two of them here. So
It is. You've got a foot
Yeah.
in both camps, and you can't. Well, you could say you can't lose on Sunday. I think.
we can't. We'll celebrate either way. My children, my grandchildren, they all grew up with the GAA and they've all played. My grandson, plays at under 14 level now, so it's very much in the house. And we'll be. I'll cheer for Donegal still. I know my husband will be Kerry mad, but sure, whoever wins, we'll still celebrate.
All right, give Dad a shout out for us, will you? What's his name?
I will, of course. His name is Michael Farn.
Okay, happy birthday, Michael.
Greencastle.
Lovely
Yeah,
stuff. Have
great.
a lovely weekend and best wishes to your dad and everyone there. Thank you so very much indeed. Gavin Boyle, Pat Conahan, they're festival directors with the Mary from Dungloe Festival. They are with us now. Good morning, Gavin. Good morning, Pat. How are you, gentlemen?
Morning, Greg.
Morning, Greg. Thank you for having us.
You're looking young and fresh. I don't see any bags. I don't see any wrinkles. I don't see any sleep deprivation, Gavin.
Give us 10 days. I think it'll be a different story at the end of that.
We've talked about football as well, and you have to think on your feet and sort of go, right, Sunday's one of our big days. There's a big game on. How do we incorporate that? How do we make it an extra special day? So even though you've been planning this for a year or more, you do have to think on your feet as well, Gavin, when things pop up.
Yeah, we were kind of working ahead of it and putting a plan B in place, really, with Sunday the 27th, the All-Ireland Day, we would have our Country Sunday. And it's Daniel's Country Sunday, and we have various guests and McCafferty's marquee. So what we have decided to do is just incorporate the game into the day, bring the concert an hour and a half early starting. It's starting at 1:30, 2 o'clock. Stopping for the game. There's big screens and McCafferty's, then entertainment during halftime, the second half, and I think Daniel's going to finish off the day. So
Brilliant.
Win or lose, I think it's going to be an amazing atmosphere in the marquee.
We're not using the L word.
Okay. After we win,
right?
It will be a brilliant day.
The Mary from Dungloe International Arts Festival. We were talking about things being sort of enshrined in the culture, or in the very being of an area and a county, and that is what the Mary from Dungloe International Arts Festival is. Pat, in its various guises, its various directions, it's went. The core of it's been ever present, and it's really, really a big part of the year.
Yeah, and I suppose it's our important job for us, I suppose, is to keeping it relevant. We have found this is our third year involved now, and I suppose these things just don't happen, as you know yourself. We started, believe it or not, in the third week in August last year, and I think what a lot of people forget is these things just don't happen. We were just talking about this last night, we would have over 100 volunteers. Like, there's nobody on a wage. So when you think of it in a small West Donegal village running a multi-million festival with over 100 volunteers, like, to me that's amazing. Like, it's broken down. All right, Gavin and myself are the face of the festival, but when you think of it, I mean, there's a group looks after the girls, all their accommodation, all their travel, whatever. There's a group looks after the ball, there's a group look after the kids events. When you think of it from a small area and the Rosses, and that everybody gets involved, it's such a big thing for not alone just the area, but for the whole county. We try to make it county-wide. I'd have noticed from last year being in the festival office, like, people just don't come for the Mary from Dungloe to make it a part of a holiday. Like, they'll go to McElhinney's for a day shopping. I found they're going to Arnmore, Tory for a day out. They'll go to Glenveigh. It's the whole county thing. And even from an accommodation point of view, like, obviously we don't have a lot of accommodation in West Donegal. People are staying as far away as Balbafay, Glenties, all over the place. So
yeah,
it is a whole.
And it's the threads of the festival over the years, Gavin. There's a connection. There's always a connection. Anyone who arrives there's a connection. Whether they're coming from overseas, they're coming from Britain, they're coming from a different part of the country or Donegal. There seems to always be a connection. That's how far the ripples of this festival have gone out over the generations.
The Donegal diaspora throughout the world is still very relevant, and it's getting bigger. as the years are going on, because I think more people, obviously, especially younger people, are travelling now. So they are all over the world, be it Canada, New Zealand, Australia, Dubai, etc. And they're opening new avenues for us as a festival as well to kind of reach into, and again for all of those who are away to come back to. And they're taking people back with them that may not have been here before, and there's families and generations coming back, and we don't even have to go that far. It's you've your national people that are coming back from the likes of Dublin, Kerry, and Scotland, London, England, all of that.
Well, it's like the mafia in a way,
but
very
in a nice way.
Yeah, in a pleasant way.
You know, it drags you in, and you don't. It never leaves you.
You don't want to miss it. People have been coming for years and years, and they just don't want to miss it.
I found it's the time of the year you see people you haven't seen for ages. Like the amount of people that I've met over the years saying, "Oh, we met at the Mary from Dungloe," like, and they ended up maybe getting married. And what I love is the connection with the girls. Like, you know, you think you're Mary one year and then that's it. But like, say, for even this year, one of our judges, she was a Mary 30 years ago, and she's still coming back.
Yeah,
and we even have the first Mary, can you imagine, 57 years ago?
Yeah.
And she's back again this year. So, I mean, you know, that
as you
connection.
said, I think last year there was certainly a couple getting married and one that were engaged of the Marys and the escorts, which is, it's lovely. And it's the scale of it, though, because, Pat, you alluded to this a little earlier on. You know, we have a lot of weekend festivals. And then we have sort of events whereby there might be an element of a competition there. Yeah. This is concerts. This is street festival. This is big, massive nighttime functions. This is, you know, international stars. It's like I don't know why you put yourself through it. It's like 10 festivals or more, but also concerts and competitions.
I think it's a conversation we've been having over the years too. People are saying, "Oh, maybe it, you know, should we bring it down to a weekend?" But I mean, it's always
Jesus, no, that's not what we're saying.
No, I know, but it is a conversation that comes up every so often. But we said no, like it's running for 10 days, and people are so okay probably from a committee point of view, it's a lot of work for 10 days. But as you say, it works, you know, like there's something there for everybody, like, and that's what we've gone, particularly this year. If you look at the brochure, look on maryfromdunloe.ie, like, we have 125 events on this year, and very much family orientated. We have a lot more family orientated, a lot more stuff for children and for kids. We have a new initiative, but then we've started off the Food Coast in conjunction with Food Coast. We have the Donegal food and drink fair coming this year, again much bigger than it was last year. So you have to keep moving, you know.
Yeah, and I think it's we're at the time of the year as well too, where we're smack bang in the middle of the children's holidays as well, and people are often wondering what to do. You know, get onto the website, have a look at the programme, and call in for a day or two and see what's what. It is a wonderful atmosphere. It's our own county, of course, but it's also, if you're not from the area, it feels different, especially at this time of the year, because it's a party atmosphere, nice buzz. And as well, Gavin, you know, we're getting pleasant weather for it. The next few days, as far as we can see, bits of rain here and there, but beautiful outdoor weather, indoor weather. It's... Your job now, though, is to sort of go through the programme a little bit for me and talk about some of the stuff that we should be keeping an eye on.
I was actually on the subject of weather. I was messaging Jerry early coming in this morning, just looking for the long range, so I knew that he'd be the right man to check in for.
And what did he say?
And so it's not bad. He says there's no heavy rain. So it's something similar to what we have today.
It's perfect.
Which is perfect for us. Now, we do obviously have contingencies in place. That's why we have the marquees there that we can move stuff off the street and into the street. But yeah, weather-wise, we're looking...
it's stable.
It is.
Yeah, stable.
It can be no worse than what it was last year for the Carnival Parade. and at that, it was still quite good. Yes. So we remain optimistic. I'm wearing a pair of shorts, so I'm manifesting good weather. Yeah. That's where I'm at the minute. But yeah, for the programme going ahead, as I had mentioned, we have a few new additional items, as well as the Old Faithfuls in there. We have a busking competition on the Saturday that we're still looking for applicants for. A lot of underage kids events as well. We the feedback we got from last year that there were very little events available for kind of the 10 to 15 year olds.
Yeah, the in-betweeners.
Yes, and they were kind of lost.
And what I mean by in-betweeners, they're not grown-up teens, but they're not bouncy castles either. Yeah.
So
and they're too young for the pub.
Yeah. So we have an underage silent disco. We have a Taylor Swift tribute for them, and other events throughout it as well.
Right,
And
I'm going to have to borrow a niece. When's the Taylor
Swift? I know. The amount of inquiries we're getting saying, is this for children only?
Yeah.
And I know if you're a Swiftie, you're more than welcome. So, with that there, and the pubs, of course, are looking at, they have a huge array of entertainment from Paddy's and Dunkies and Bingo Locos
and
this
is no exaggeration. It's actually really a very difficult task to ask either of you to pick out stuff, because there's microclimates of entertainment in there as well, isn't there? So while you have sort of the 10 days stuff, each pub then they've got their own sort of festival programs and little initiatives, and then there's on street food and music and everything.
It's a whole melting pot of events throughout the week, and we couldn't do it without the town traders, the people who look after the town, the people who tidy the town, clean it up for us. Without them, we wouldn't be able to run the festival as we can. And to them and all our sponsors, all our contributors, it wouldn't work without them. And every year, I know we come in pleading poverty every year to the funders, but it's a struggle every year.
Yeah, and we hear that from that's another thing I didn't want to mention it, but we're hearing from festivals they're struggling to actually run the show, and that is for a 2 or 3 day music festival. You know, the fact that you can put this program together at this scale, you're going to have buy-in from sponsors and buy-in from businesses, or else you simply could not do it.
And it is because there's only so much national funding available.
Yeah, it's limited.
And councils are limited to their budget and stuff as well. And they have been extremely helpful. Donegal Tourism, the Wild Atlantic Way, Falls Ireland, all of them there. They have been great. But this year what we've found, and it's been a great support, is people from the county who have gone to work in Glasgow, Scotland, America, London, are now contributing to the benefit of the festival, because they see the benefit. It's those same people that are coming home, and without them this year,
but I think they're also investing in the passion of the likes of you two as well. You have to. It's not just an event you get behind; it's the people as well. And when people like yourselves put so much of your effort and time, and there's so many more behind the scenes as well, they're investing in what yous are doing for the community, because there's no self-gain in this whatsoever. It really is quite remarkable.
But it amazes me, Greg,
Yes,
just the generosity of that. Like when you look at it, I mean, the amount of sponsors just in the last 2 or 3 years that we've got, say, from companies in London, who, you know, companies who are originally people who are from Donegal, who are, you know, sponsoring us, and I mean, they're getting absolutely nothing out of it. You know, they're not going. Their companies are not going to get any financial gain out of the Mary from Dungloe, but it's great to see that they're willing to support us and to keep it going.
The Marys, then, when do they start? They're going to be in with us next week, which is something we look forward to every year. So that part of it too, they'll start going on their tours.
They've started already.
Are they on the road already?
We are,
I don't know how they all look so healthy and good. A bit croaky, some of them. You know.
They've started
by
already.
the time
it's all
done and
dusted. A lot of them were, the majority of the Marys were all picked by the end of April this year. So it's more to give them an opportunity as well to enjoy not just the week but the month. So we've started going around the county before the festival begins. We have been down to Newbridge Crystal with them. They've been to Glenveigh, to Fanad, to Slieve League, Arnmore. It's to give them a chance to spend time in the town, because a lot of it is condensed. They have a tight itinerary. And a lot of it is condensed into the week they're here. So it kind of gives them more time to enjoy, and the people who are coming to Dungloe to meet the girls in the town and stuff like that there as well. We've 15 Marys this year, 16 including Claire, and our little miss as well. So it's going to be a busy year. And of course, Daniel's going to be there for the full week. I was chatting to him last night, and he arrives home on Friday, and that's him
locked in.
Given his time for it.
He loves it, and again, he's backing his community, and he's backing his people, and he's backing you guys as well.
And I think a nice touch as well on Friday, we have Logan Air and Emerald Airlines involved this year, which is a nice, and so they're flying in 7 of the girls.
7 of the girls, 2
Friday.
Scottish girls and a few international girls
into the heart
of the county.
Heart of the county.
They're all arriving on Friday. So
so just in terms of, as I say, open up the website, get your hands on a brochure, pick out what you're interested in. Is there anything specifically that you want to mention? Any last minute tickets that it's worth? I know the big events are often oversubscribed as is. Yeah. Is it a case of just have a look at the program, get in, sample the atmosphere, and see what all the talk's about?
Tickets are moving well, and we don't like refusing people. We're at the stage now where we're looking to see, can we add in again?
Brilliant.
Which is not a bad complaint. But yeah, check out the website for anything. There are events that are online on Eventbrite. Our Crown and Cabaret is selling very well. Dominic Kerwin concerts going well. There's loads out there. There's
and can people again this year through are able to watch the crowning? Is that the crowning?
It's going to
it's on TG Carr's Player,
streamed live on TG Car Player as well. That's on the Sunday night. We've a lovely event in the Church of Ireland, the Heart's Cry. A local lady, Katrina Michael Henry Grimes and Katrina Scullion. They have a beautiful show in the Church of Ireland. I think on the Monday night. From memory, our La Gala is another brilliant day.
Fife Orchestra.
And the Fife Orchestra that took place during the Fleadh is also coming back again. And there was another thing that I thought, the International Cultural Day. There's a team at home led by Patricia O'Donnell Aleska, and she has 23 countries participating in this event.
Wowzers. Okay, that's amazing. Yeah.
Food, drinks,
and I've seen
dance,
some of that,
all of that.
in terms of just the food, the costume, the culture, everything.
Yeah.
We're going to be broadcasting from it. David James is going to do a show from Paul Claffey, Jerry Glennon invading Donegal. What's going on with this? What in God's name is happening here?
Well, again, it's about the diaspora down the country, Greg, and bringing them in here and opening up. Because again,
you'll have great crack with
this. This is our first year we've had a Connacht Mary.
Yeah.
So we had tried to open up the west of the country to come up to Dungloe, to Donegal. And this was a kind of our
it's a huge great friends of us, by the way, Midwest Radio. Right. And I know I worked with Paul and Jerry for years, and I think it's a great idea. It's great to sort of spread the love down the West Coast as well too. So I'll listen into that. Actually, I'll be interested
just
to hear.
Just a reminder as well, Greg, that the second food and drink fair is on next Monday.
Mm-hmm.
That's Pat's baby. He's getting the dig in there.
Was last year the first year?
Last year was the first year.
Yeah, so that's always a good sign when something comes back and it's bigger and better, that it's worked really well.
We actually had to move premises because it's much bigger this year. So it's in conjunction with Donegal Food Coast and the Coast.
That's all about adapting and growing and maturing,
something
isn't
different.
it? Yeah, excellent.
Can I also add just the gentleman that is opening the festival, John Bosco O'Donnell, from Kincastle, a member of the O'Donnell family. We're thrilled that he accepted to do this for us this year as well. He has been involved in local fundraising since the early 90s and must have raised in excess of €1 million for local charities, organisations, communities, and we're thrilled that he has accepted the invitation to open it. And John has been involved with the Dungloe Intellectual Disability Services for years. And in conjunction with him, we decided every year we would pick a charity on the festival Sunday to raise money on the roads coming in to do a kind of bucket collection. So we're going to utilise the ID services. They're going to be on the streets to raise funds again to keep it locally for them as well.
Yeah, and I think that's a lovely thing that you do, because actually even being asked to open it now is becoming something of a civic of honour, if you know what I mean. And was a couple last year, wasn't it?
Noreen and Sean McLean,
I got a chance to chat to them too when I was down.
Yeah.
All right, Gavin. All right, Pat. Get to the website. Plan what you're going to do. Go in there. There's plenty of parking. The parking in Dungloe actually is quite accessible to wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
It's laid out really quite well.
It is. There's still a lot of park. Even you don't have to walk maybe 100, 200 metres to get to the town
and next thing you know, you're in the heart of it, which is actually a huge advantage that you have. So get in, bring the children. There's much more for children and young teens, because they're always adding to it, always enhancing, always improving, and get along. You really will not be disappointed. There's always a big Donegal crowd, but I think we can support our Donegal events even a bit more outside of our own immediate areas. Gavin, Pat, thank you so very much indeed.
Thanks.
We'll be back with more shortly.
The 9 till noon show with Letterkenny Credit Union, now offering mortgages from 40,000 to 600,000 euro with no hidden fees or transaction charges. Letterkenny Credit Union, 9102127.
At McGettigan's Hotel, Letterkenny and Warehouse Bar and Kitchen, we'd like to wish the very best of luck to Donegal GEA in the All-Ireland Senior Final this Sunday. If you're not making the trip to Croke Park, then join us at Warehouse Bar and Kitchen to watch all the live action on our screens. Up Donegal!
Print Supplies and Frosses delivers managed print solutions that save you time and money. With remote servicing and local support, we take the hassle out of printers and photocopiers. Stay efficient, stay supplied. Email sales@printsupplies.ie today. Print smart, save money, trust local.
This summer, the Big Top is calling. Summer Sessions Letterkenny presents The Human League, live on August the 21st for one unmissable night. Plus special guests including Nick Kershaw and The Undertones. And it's your last chance to grab the final tickets at summer-sessions.ie. Also rocking the Summer Sessions stage, the Saw Doctors with special guests. That's The Human League, August the 21st in Letterkenny, under the Big Top. Follow Summer Sessions Letterkenny on social media for all the latest updates.
Sometimes life can be a lot. Leave the world behind at Aquasana Forest Spa. Heal in the glow of volcanic mists. Reinvigorate your body in the ice cave. Feel boosted by hot spring bubbles. Feel yourself. Feel revitalized in the forest. Aquasana Forest Spa, just 90 minutes from Dublin. Book exclusively at aquasana.ie.
Join us at McCafferty's Dungloe during this year's Mary from Dungloe Festival for an unforgettable live music lineup featuring the Whistling Donkeys, All Folked Up, Rhythm and Sticks and more. Plus, watch Donegal versus Kerry on County Donegal's largest screen. McCafferty's Dungloe, your #1 destination for music, sport and great crack.
Highland Radio weather updates with McElhenney's. Find amazing savings across our departments with up to 50% off your favourite brands in our summer sale. Discover more in-store or shop online at mcelhenneys.com today.
Okay, sunny spells developing later this afternoon as showers clear. Highest temperatures of 16 to 18 degrees with a light to moderate northwesterly breeze.
The county's #1 talk show, the 9 till noon show on Highland Radio.
It's 11 o'clock. Let's get a news update and we welcome back into studio Michaela Clark.
Thanks, Greg. Good morning. The Taoiseach says the humanitarian situation in Gaza is a stain on the world. It comes as over 108 organisations warn mass starvation is spreading in the region. The UN says more than 1,000 Palestinians have been killed while trying to access food since May, while Israel denies blocking aid. Taoiseach Micheál Martin says he's run out of words to describe the misery being heaped on children. Guardia have confirmed that inquiries are ongoing into a suspicious approach in Letterkenny yesterday. It's understood a young girl was approached by a man in a white car near the Whitethorn estate at around 5 p.m. The man is alleged to have asked the girl to get into the vehicle. Security experts are warning about the use of thousands of controversial Chinese surveillance cameras in public places across Ireland, including in Donegal. That's despite Hikvision being banned in other countries. Donegal County Council failed to respond to queries from the journal Investigates on whether they still use the devices. However, cameras were subsequently discovered outside Letterkenny Public Services Centre, and it's also understood Hikvision devices are installed in some libraries throughout the county. Fishing vessels larger than 18 metres are to be banned from trawling inshore waters inside the 6 nautical mile zone from October of next year. Meanwhile, restrictions on sprat fishing will be imposed from this coming October. Armour-based Islands Inshore Fisheries representative Jerry Early has been welcoming the announcement. He says it's a step in the right direction in terms of protecting inshore fisheries. Stormont's Justice Minister is calling on anyone building or attending bonfires to put safety first. It's after a man was hospitalised when he fell from one in Derry last week. The Republican bonfire at Meenan Square in the Bogside is due to be lit next month. And a man has been charged in connection with an arson attack in Derry earlier this week. The blaze broke out at a house in the Bluebell Hill Gardens at around 11 p.m. on Monday. The 38-year-old is due to appear before Derry Magistrates Court today, charged with a number of offences, including arson, endangering life with intent, common assault, assault on a police-designated person, and possession of a Class B controlled drug. Those are the latest headlines. We'll be back with an update again at 12 noon.
Thanks so much, Michaela. Now, just before we go to the outbreak, there's about 28 minutes for you to enter a competition for a very special All-Ireland package that we've put together here in association with, I'll let you know who that's in association with shortly. So we've got an overnight stay in Dublin at the weekend for you, plus 2 tickets to the All-Ireland final. The final's on Sunday the 27th of July, of course. You're staying in the Harcourt Hotel in the centre of Dublin the night before the match. So if you want to buy a ticket to enter this draw, you can get your tickets now at highlandradio.com. You can get 1 ticket for a £5, 3 for a £10. And I'm going to announce the winner with Oisín on this programme at 11:45. So go on to our website, highlandradio.com, if you want to have a punt on that. If you need some assistance with that, give us a call on 07491 25,000. So it's a night in the Harcourt Hotel plus 2 tickets. It's an All-Ireland package for you. Tickets are a £5, 3 for a £10. Website now, or give us a call on 07491 25,000. And we're going to close the lines on that in about 26 minutes. Winner announced as part of a live draw here on the 9 till noon show at 11:45.
Highland Bakery brings the magic to your morning tea break. Golden scones, still warm, soft in the middle and impossible to resist. Look for the packet with the rabbit on it. Fresh from the oven to your local shop. 25 years of Highland Bakery.
Lads, it's back! Applegreen's 24/7 birthday bash this Thursday, July 24th.
One day only. Grab unreal in-store deals like any car wash for just €2.47.
Slushies for just 24 cents. Cadbury Share Bars, 2 for €2.47.
It's all go, lads. Only this Thursday, July 24th in Applegreen stores nationwide. T's and C's apply.
Get more fresh berry favourites for less with Lidl. Ripe for the picnic? Our juicy raspberries and blackberries are bursting with flavour, perfect whatever the weather. And for the sweet taste of summer, succulent strawberries 250 gram was $2.79, now only $1.79 with Lidl Plus. Save even more when you go full Lidl this summer.
The Easy Living Furniture Spectacular Summer Sale ends this Sunday. Everything's reduced in store and online with hundreds of sale specials across all departments, including sofa, dining, bedroom, mattresses, home accessories and garden furniture. And if that's not enough, we're offering free delivery on all orders over £499. Hurry, our spectacular summer sale ends this Sunday. Only at Easy Living Furniture, Crescent Link Retail Park, Derry, Londonderry.
Meet Frank. He made big savings on his car insurance when he made the switch to Outsurance.
Hi, I'm Frank. It's true. I saved €182 when I made the switch. And with the Out bonus, I know I'll get 10% of my premiums back in cash after 3 years claims free.
Great stuff. For a competitive car insurance quote like Frank's, call 1-800-600-400 or visit outsurance.ie. Real people, unreal savings. Outsurance. You always get something out. Based on a like-for-like policy comparison, the customer received a gratuity for their participation. Out bonus calculated less taxes and levies. Acceptance criteria, terms and conditions apply. Car and home insurance is underwritten by Outsurance DAC. Outsurance DAC trading as Outsurance is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
Looking for a great day out right here in Donegal? Step into the Crawley Distillery Visitor Experience. Proudly voted one of the best places to visit by TripAdvisor. Set in a beautifully restored historic building, it's where the story of Crawley whisky comes to life. Take a guided tour, explore the rich history and enjoy a warm fáilte in the heart of the Gaeltacht. Book now at thecrawleydistillery.com.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union, offering low-rate car loans with fast approval. Apply online at letterkennycu.ie or in office today.
The holidays are here, and so is 20% off when you buy VHI Multi-Trip online before the 31st of August. Whether it's city breaks or beach escapes, get peace of mind with all your trips, all year, all sorted. VHI Multi-Trip. That's how VHI does travel insurance. Terms and conditions apply. Visit vhi.ie for details. VHI Healthcare DAC trading as VHI Healthcare is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland and is tied to Collinson Insurance Europe Limited for VHI Multi-Trip travel insurance.
All right, we have a lot going on in the programme. In this last hour, we have Wellness Wednesday on the way. Chris is going to join us with some business news, and then Oisín's going to be joining us just to flag up what's happening at the weekend, and of course that draw for an overnight stay in Dublin plus 2 tickets to the All-Ireland final. But we're talking now about the important matter of the pandemic aftermath, the mental health impact of lockdown. Turn to Me has been looking into this and highlighting some, I suppose, lasting mental health effects of lockdown. I'm delighted to welcome Fiona O'Malley, CEO of Turn to Me, onto the programme. Fiona, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks so much for having me.
So are we talking really, I suppose, about the impacts of what people were asked to do? Or is it also maybe the impacts of long COVID? Is it specific to one area, or does it encompass all?
So it wouldn't really be a clinical evaluation of long COVID. It's more the long-lasting impacts of the lockdowns. And there are a couple of different things during the period of lockdown itself. It had a detrimental impact on people's mental health, and also the aftermath. There were a heightened sense of anxiety around infection. And then for some cohorts of society, people haven't really gone back to normal socialising, and they haven't gone back to their normal routines. Which has had a detrimental impact on their mental health.
And before we dig a little deeper into that, do you think it's important too that, governments, our government, whichever government, take heed of studies or investigations like this? Because whenever you're making big decisions, you really have to balance it up, don't you? You have to sort of say, right, well, we're making this decision to protect this cohort in this way to limit this impact. But what are the implications of us doing that for this group of people and that cohort and the impact to them? So is it vital, do you think, that this forms part of our plans for any future events?
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose any type of governmental policy or any type of investment has to be part of a balancing act. We understand, obviously, the exchequer is not unlimited. The governments, unfortunately, don't have unlimited resources. However, we do want to encourage the government to invest in mental health in the upcoming budget and to address the mental health aftermath of the lockdowns. That's essential to building long-term societal resilience. We see it more as an investment than an expenditure, because when you invest in people, for example, who may not have gone back to work since the pandemic ended, or people who are very isolated, a more united society is a more beneficial society as well.
Yeah, let's go to number 2 here. Loneliness and social isolation. There are state services that were taken away, daycare and that type of stuff. Around about the time of lockdown have never returned, or are starting to return slowly. But still, even when they do return, people are isolated or they feel lonely, and that can be urban or, rural isolation. Can we be doing more to bring people back into sort of society, if you know what I mean, and interaction?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's really important to particularly focus on the elderly and those living alone or who are a little bit more isolated, rather than, rolling out services that might not be as necessary. We're not looking for a silver bullet to cure all social ailments, but we do certainly think that there are certain cohorts of society that were disproportionately affected by the lockdowns and never really recovered. We did see in some of the surveys that we were running in our own users, we did see a correlation between the people who did not go back to normalcy or normality after the lockdowns, or who still remained more isolated, and a heightened sense of anxiety, and also higher levels of depression in that cohort compared to the average cohort who did go back to normalcy. And I suppose when we think about like humans, we are a social species, we are tribal in nature, and that old saying, no man is an island, it is important for us to socialise, and it is important for us to have some type of routine. Otherwise, our mind can slip into depression. We might not have the same sense of purpose that people do when they have more societal connections.
Yeah, and there's not always an awareness of that as well, you see. People believe that is just the way their life is, and that's why we have to reach people and say, no, actually, step back out again. We're ready to start socialising, because you can get a little bit institutionalised in that, and you don't necessarily realise that you've lost your daily routines, that you aren't feeling as well as you normally do. You think that that's normal, but it's not. Heightened anxiety and uncertainty. This is constant exposure to pandemic-related news. Now, this is different, I think, to sort of the awful scenes that we're seeing from Gaza, or perhaps maybe the threat of a global conflict or something like that there, because for a lot of people, there, as horrible as this might sound, it's actually really just the way it is. There's a distance there, if you know what I mean. Whereas the pandemic was on your doorstep, it was inside your house, it was in your shop, it was everywhere. And I think people were pretty much more vulnerable to the constant bombardment of information and sort of negative news, because the government have conceded they were trying to scare us into complicity, and the media did its part in that. And I don't mean that as a judgment, but that's, on the record.
Yeah, well, it is. I mean, it's certainly, the lockdowns were served their purpose in curtailing the spread of the virus. And I think, I'm not trying to criticise the government.
No, neither was I. As I say, they did say that certain things were introduced with a view to keeping people in their houses.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is interesting when you look at other countries that didn't impose lockdown measures. They certainly had significantly higher rates of infection. I'm not sure if their surplus death rates were any higher than Europe's surplus death rates. But it certainly did serve a purpose in terms of trying to curtail the spread of the virus. But we did see a lot of people. They would have, when they were in their homes and working from home, there wouldn't have been the lines would have been blurred between working time and personal time, and some people would have been expected to be at the disposal of their employers 24/7, particularly businesses or SMEs who may have been a bit more worried about the business surviving, or the organisation surviving. And as a result of that remote working and having a grey area between an office and a bedroom, a lot of people experienced burnout and exhaustion. And it wasn't just remote working, it was homeschooling, it was caregiving responsibilities, oftentimes all of these things coming together at once. And that left many people feeling emotionally drained, mentally depleted, and ultimately burning out. So when you have that consistent level of adrenaline and I suppose vigilance and multitasking, juggling all these different balls, a lot of people did find lockdown quite difficult. And we are seeing the aftermath of it now, not only people ultimately reflecting and recovering on the lockdown itself, but the aftermath of the lockdown. A lot of people still have not returned to normal social outings.
Yeah, and we really, really encourage people to do so. And Turn to Me has a free counselling sessions that maybe you might recognise this in someone else or in yourself, and you can maybe give them a gentle nudge in this direction, or maybe say to yourself, right, I'll see what I can get from this. So talk to me about what turntome.ie is offering.
So Turn to Me offers up to 6 free counselling sessions to adults living in Ireland. We also offer free and unlimited support groups on anxiety, depression, grief and relationship issues. We have something called a thought catcher service. It's like an online mood diary. You can post about how you're feeling, and if you want, you can share it with your therapist. But I suppose a unique selling point for Turn to Me is that we have no waiting lists. So what that means is you can book to attend a support group today, and you can turn up this evening and attend that support group. We also have the quickest turnaround for free professional mental health services in Ireland, which means our average turnaround time between someone booking and attending their first counselling session is 3 to 5 working days. But you can log in, create an account, log in on our website turntome.ie, and you can see immediately on the calendar all the availabilities of the counselling sessions for the rest of the week. So that's probably our unique selling point, and that's probably something that people will benefit from, particularly if they feel like they need a little bit of extra support. If anyone read any of the CAMS reports, some of the mental health services in Ireland, free professional mental health services, have waiting lists of up to 18 months. Now 18 days is a long time for someone to wait for a counselling session, let alone 18 months. I don't think that's particularly beneficial to anyone. So particularly if someone's in distress and you're telling them you'll have to wait a year and a half and we can help you then, personally, I think that's unacceptable. That's not to criticise anyone working in these services. I know resources are tight and people are overstretched, but again, I would encourage the government to really look at prioritising mental health in the upcoming budget, and also for the government to look at maybe a little bit of extra resources to support people who have not recovered from the lockdown and who are still in that state of isolation, which we can see is having a significantly detrimental impact on their anxiety levels, their moods, their quality of life, and those increased depression levels. We can see a significantly obvious link between that isolation and those mental health ailments as well.
All right, Fiona, listen, thanks for that. I appreciate your time. Have a great day. Take care.
Thanks so much.
Bye. That's Fiona O'Malley, CEO of Turn to Me. Check out more info on that, turntome.ie. Best wishes to Gavin Boyle and Pat Conahan on another fantastic festival. Looking forward to the food fair. Pat will like to hear that. Gavin and Pat wishing you the best of luck with this year's festival from Trish in Kincastle. And just to remind you, next week we'll have all 15 Marys in studio with us, and of course last year's successful Mary, so looking forward to that. Please play a request for Damien Gallagher, celebrating a birthday today from Mum, Dad and all the family. Say hello to a very special friend, Christy from Bridget Dowds. Okay, there you go. I wish to goodness people would stop referring to Croke Park as Croker. I don't like it, and it's very disrespectful. Its proper name is Croke Park. That comes in from Anna Connolly in Moville. I get you, Anna. I just, in the wider scale of things, I just don't have the mental capacity to be upset about it. I understand where you're coming from. It's a term of endearment, isn't it? But I understand it's subjective and you don't like it, and that is fine, and I respect your view, and that is exactly why I read it out.
The 9 till noon show with Letterkenny Credit Union. Simplify your debts with a debt consolidation loan from Letterkenny Credit Union. Call us on 074 910 2126 or apply online via our app or in office today.
Travelling to Dublin for business? Donegal Airport's same-day return makes it easy. Fly out at 7:55 a.m. and return at 6:50 p.m. Great fares and low-cost parking. Save time and book now at aerlingus.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Half-price broadband is still on in the Virgin Media Playhouse. We're extending our half-price offer on all our broadband speeds. That's lightning fast connection from just €35 a month, locked in for 12 months with no activation fee. Why wait? Enjoy speeds from 500 megs to 5 gigs right now. All for half price. Available nationwide. See virginmedia.ie. Virgin Media. It's playtime.
Subject to location and availability. New customers only, €35 per month for 12 months for 500 meg broadband. Half price on 12-month broadband contracts only and based on after offer prices for all speeds. Offer ends August 13th. T's and C's apply. See virginmedia.ie.
Unmissable deals at Evolve Clothing. Tommy Hilfiger jeans only €50. Chinos and jeans from just €10. Summer sale is on now at Letterkenny Retail Park or shop online at evolveclothing.com. Stocks won't last.
Murder is on the menu at Canavan's Ballygolly. Join us Saturday, October 11th for a spine-chilling murder mystery night. Enjoy a 2-course meal and solve a killer crime if you dare. Tickets just £35. Book now at canavans.co.uk or check out our Facebook page. Before it's too late, use promo code Highland10 to get 10% off your ticket.
Drive your business forward in 2025 with a new Opel van from Manor Motors, your Opel dealer in Donegal. Check out Donegal's best-selling van, the Opel Combo, or go bigger with the new Vivaro and Movano. Versatile, efficient and built for business, all with 4.9% finance and 5 years warranty. Visit Manor Motors in Manor Cunningham or explore your options at manormotors.ie. Manor Motors, powering Donegal's businesses, one van at a time.
Highland Radio Time Checks brought to you by EirGrid, the operator and developer of Ireland's electricity grid. EirGrid, powering up communities, powering up Ireland. The time is?
Time 21 minutes past 11. Charles here, says the listener, why did government insist on 23% VAT on building materials and want to give McDonald's a dig out? Great show, Greg. Thanks, Charles. Good on you, Greg. You'll be accused of being cynical now like me. I believe nothing is secure anymore. We're warned to be wary of the Chinese, where I believe we should be very afraid of the US and how they are using your information and who they share it with. But I mean, your own government is introducing facial recognition software everywhere you move. potentially your movements can be tracked and logged and what have you. So maybe it's a distraction. Hi, Greg. Say hi to all the GEA stewards going to Croke Park. These are men and women who volunteer to keep us all safe at matches, who find our lost children and are helpful to all. Lovely occasion for them too. The amount of All-Ireland final tickets up for raffle has become a pain. I know all GEA clubs are entitled to an allocation of tickets. Years ago, these would have been traded between GEA club members. I certainly know the massive cost of running a club, even before a ball is even kicked. Is it legal? Possibly is. Some add accommodation to water down the T's and C's. Perhaps we're running it ourselves, a competition which will end shortly. I mean, we're a commercial enterprise and it's tied in with a commercial sponsor who has access to a certain amount of tickets because of the amount of money that they give to the GEA, and there's accommodation involved there as well. What's happening, what this caller is referencing to, is a lot of clubs down the country. They're raising money for their local club, I suppose, and they're raffling tickets and they're promoting them into the county. And, it can be a little bit of a slap in the face for those awaiting tickets for themselves or who miss out, or who their young ones who attended loads of games didn't get to go at. I have my views. I am not Highland Radio. I'm Greg Hughes, but there you go. With data analytics these days, it wouldn't be hard for the GEA and Ticketmaster to come together and see who has bought tickets and offer tickets to those who've bought them all year through people's Ticketmaster's accounts. Yeah, I mean, that might be simpler, but then some people get them through SuperValu, some people get them through their local club. I mean, it's a tight one for clubs to divvy up because, they've got fans who've gone to, a series of games and then say, well, they're going to favour those who are active in the club, maybe running camps or volunteer an awful lot of time. And that in and of itself is going to piss some people off. It's a toughie because there's 90,000 seats and there's a million people perhaps that want to go. Not quite, but, it's a toughie. It's a complicated one. Right, Chris Ashmore is with me now. We are talking business matters. Good morning to you, Chris.
Good morning, Greg.
The podcast, is it live now, or have you yet to press publish?
In about 10 minutes, when I come out of the studio, basically.
Right, well, okay, we'll talk about it then. Business news first, though, and government, obviously, big announcements this week.
Yeah, lots going on. We've heard about the National Development Plan, and as well as anybody, Greg, we have numerous announcements of things that are spread out over a long period of time. We've also had the summer economic statement, and as we look forward to, or do you look forward to the budget, there's always a little bit of leaking out and sort of seeing what the feedback is. Now, the government's talking about possibly $1.5 billion of tax cuts. Now, what has come out this morning is the hotel sector, which we will be talking about later on, of course, has been lobbying for a reduction in the VAT rate. Some figures out. This $1.5 billion in tax cuts that seems to be coming down the road. Well, you can straight away say $1 billion of that will be if the VAT rate goes back to 9%. So in terms of your income tax cuts, that's less.
But it's hard for me to reconcile how certain elements of that industry gouge the public and are going to be then rewarded with $1 billion. Like, by the way, let's make this very, very clear. This does not mean that the cost of you eating or drinking in these premises gets cheaper. This is to make them more viable. Okay, so there's no point saying, well, they're not passing on, they're not obliged to. That's not what it's about. It's making them more competitive or more profitable. I just wonder if there's a little bit of chucking this into the ether and letting the business groups and let the public fight out over who should get this $1 billion. Kite flying.
Absolutely. And, I suppose one of the things that's a bit of a bugbear for those in the hospitality business here is that compared to a lot of other countries, we have quite a high VAT rate. There's also been talk in recent times about a hotel tax, possibly in cities like Dublin coming. It's quite common when you go to a foreign country and you don't expect this, that there could be a €2 or €5 per night charge. That would go, though, as far as I understand, in Dublin's case, to actually into the city council coffers. But anyway, that's somewhat of a tangent on that. But,
all right. Well, there are no profits with the likes of Ryanair, and they are doing well.
Yeah. Now, it's when you look at the figures, They really are pretty startling, just how successful Ryanair has been. Latest figures out. Now, this is Europe's biggest airline. Profits more than doubling in the 3 months to the end of June. So this is only one quarter. 820 million euro. It's a phenomenal amount of money. Ryanair said it carried 57.9 million passengers in the 3 months to the end of June. And they're talking about 206 million passengers in this year, which it's hard to get your head around. That's a lot of planes in the sky, and it could be more.
And according to Michael O'Leary, their fares for this summer are the same as 2 years ago. There was a peak or a trough and a peak. It's like you can fly to Barcelona airport and back in September from Dublin airport for under 100 quid. Yeah. If you just take a small rucksack that goes in under the seat in front of you. I mean, that's accessible.
It's
that's why I loathe the criticism of Ryanair sometimes. I've had bad experiences by them, but September, go over to 25 degrees if you want for under 100 quid.
Yeah, I was actually looking up flights recently from Belfast to Lithuania, €29 each way in September.
So
your car parking would cost you more than that.
Yeah, exactly.
And just
down.
O'Leary, of course, he's been constrained with the expansion because they're awaiting deliveries of new aircraft from Boeing, and these are more fuel-efficient aircraft. And he's actually saying that, and this is back into the whole Dublin airport argument about cap numbers and everything, that he wants to have more fuel-efficient aircraft coming in, but they're actually going elsewhere at the moment. And he says Dublin Airport can cater for 60 million passengers. The cap was 32. They're talking about 40.
Perplexes me. Ryanair don't currently have nighttime flights. I think their first flight's away at 6 a.m.
At 6 in the morning,
But he's very keen to get more flights at night. So maybe he's looking to open up more nighttime flights. All right, Chris.
Never a dull moment with young O'Leary.
No, there isn't. But, a lot of what he says, I can understand. I see people with their foot underneath their bags at the bag drop trying to take 5 or 6 kilograms off them. Yeah. Are they the 1% he's talking about that are exploiting?
If you stick to the rules, you won't have any problems.
That is it. And if you don't like the rules, join a different club. Right, who's on the show today?
Yeah, a couple of people on this week. I've been looking at two sectors. One, the whole area of connectivity. Now, around the country, this dates back to an initiative in 2019 to have these digital hubs, in particularly in rural areas. It's been a huge success. There's over 387, or not over, there are 387 hubs nationwide.
Over 386.
Over 386, yeah. More than 20 in Donegal. And they, of course, provide people with a chance to go in, be it just for an hour or for a day or a week or whatever. So I've been looking into that. I've been speaking with Magella Orr, who is involved in the hub down in Termon at the Crevine Centre down there, and also GTech in Carrigart. So by way of example, she's been explaining just how big a success they've been. And at this time of year, they're actually getting holiday makers who are popping in to do a little bit of work.
In Donegal alone, as I say, they're everywhere from Ironmore, Gidor, Carrigart, Termon, Fintown, Inishowen, Bundoran. There's a number in Letterkenny. So yeah, definitely the hubs have really taken off all over Ireland. So in Carrigart here, we are a purpose-built hub. So there's 18 hot desks and a meeting room. So, we have the usual, the high-spec broadband and everything. It's very beneficial to the area, to people who are coming to stay in the area for holidays, families. They're coming, but maybe they can't afford to take a week or 2 weeks off work at the same time. So one parent can work from here while the other's back at the caravan or whatever, the holiday accommodation with the children, and vice versa, maybe the following week. We do have some local people as well. We've had people here that are, in the process of building houses. And the other one at the moment as well is some people who had home offices, but maybe their houses have had to be demolished due to defective concrete blocks. they need somewhere to work from as well.
Really affordable. If you think of what it must have been like, or not must have, but what it was like to hire an hour or 15 minutes in an internet cafe back in the day, and here we have you effectively being able to hot desk your business from one of these hubs for really
there's
the price of a cup of coffee or two.
Yeah, there's summer offers out there, a $5 for an hour, a $10 for a day down there in Carrigart, and as she alluded to there, there could be somebody coming up here on holidays, and maybe they can stay a little bit longer because they can nip in, do an hour's work, get away from the beach for an hour, go in, have peace and quiet, high quality digital access. So a win-win situation.
Who's our second guest?
Second guest, now we touched on the hotel industry earlier. I've been speaking to Carolyn Murray, who's vice chair of the Donegal branch of the Irish Hotels Federation, just about how the tourism season is turning out, the challenges and opportunities ahead. And of course, they have been lobbying the government for that cut in the VAT rates.
There's very significant challenges as well around business margins due to the already exceptionally high business costs. They just continue to rise, and obviously hotel revenues have to remain kind of flat to be competitive in the market because the demand is slightly lower. Like here in Dunfanaghy and Donegal, ours would be mainly domestic, and obviously you go into the supermarkets yourself, you can see the inflation in purchasing food. So all these factors are, coming at us from all these different angles. And we're just doing our best here to keep everybody working. As you know, we employ over 8,000 in the hospitality industry here alone in Donegal. It's a big chunk of our livelihoods, and we're working hard to sustain that.
It's just our tax system is often a blunt instrument, and the likes of the Shandon, Arnold's, the Beach, the Carrigart, the Abbey, the Central, working hard in and around this part of the world and sort of have that sort of toxicity from what can happen in our major cities in terms of pricing and what have you. It's just, I wish we could have a more maybe trim 250 million of that billion and not be giving it to those that are they're taxing the people themselves with their gouging, and you're not seeing that in Donegal. Now, people will say, yeah, but I tried to book a Saturday night in a hotel and it was 270 quid in Donegal. If you go somewhere on a Saturday night, that's how much it's going to be. That's the bottom line in the middle of the summer, because that's how they get through November when there's not a sinner in the hotels. That is part and parcel of it. That's a consumer's choice. But what we see is very different in different parts of the country. Right. So that podcast will be very live very soon on our website in the listen back section, the playback section. And Chris, I don't know what the story with Sunday is. It's scheduled for Sunday at 6. What's the crack? I don't know.
That's all we can say. That's all we can say.
Well, by the time the two Brendans and Oisin might be voiceless and they'll be glad to hand over at 6. It depends how it goes. We'll see. But it's scheduled for 6. And you can listen to it whenever you like. But I know it's very popular as a live programme in inverted commas on a Sunday. Chris, are you in next week?
Yes, back in the middle of the week.
In the middle of the week. Okay. Look after yourself. Have a great wee trip. You're heading away, aren't you?
Yep.
Okay, good stuff. Enjoy, Chris. Right, okay, the lines are closed on our All Ireland package. So thank you to all of those who took part in that. We'll be announcing a winner shortly. And just reminding you of what you can look forward to in Radioland if you can't get down to Dublin, but also in person if you are in Dublin for this weekend as the Green and Gold takes over the capital.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union. Digital loans now available. Apply online or via our app today and get your loan transferred directly to your current account.
Are you female, currently unemployed and looking for a new career in construction? Rural Enterprise SkillNet is delighted to announce the next Women in Construction programme commencing September 1st in Letterkenny. For more information or to apply, visit ruralenterpriseskillnet.ie. Closing date for applications is August 12th with interviews on August 14th. This Rural Enterprise SkillNet programme is co-funded by the Government of Ireland and the European Union.
Why leave the magic moments and great scenes you've captured sitting on your phone when you can have them printed at McGee's Chemist? Using McGee's website or one of their in-store kiosks, you just upload your photos, select the ones you want, and have them printed instantly within an hour, or use the 24-hour service. 35mm and film from disposable cameras also printed, and old photos can be digitally restored. Hold your memories in your hand with McGee's Chemist, Letterkenny.
Even though the Kyo's flight home has been delayed again, Mr. Kyo remains the picture of calm because he ordered his Dunstores shop online. No stress about milk for the morning or tomorrow's dinner. Mr. Kyo is in holiday mode, and he's staying that way. Summer is served at Dunstores with online delivery, click and collect, and same-day delivery with Buy Me. Dunstores, always better value. Terms and conditions apply.
It's the 50% off mega summer sale at Right Price Tiles and Wood Flooring. Up to 50% off all tiles, wood flooring, outdoor porcelain tiles, cladding and bathware. Everything in store has been slashed in price. The Right Price Tiles and Wood Flooring 50% off mega summer sale. Stores nationwide. Sale extended until Sunday.
Welcome to Cherrymore Kitchens and Bedrooms in Donegal Town. Discover affordable luxury with our bespoke fitted furniture solutions. With almost 30 years of serving Ireland and the Northwest, we're your trusted experts. Visit us Monday to Friday 9am until 5pm and on Saturdays from 9am until 3:30pm. Book your free consultation today on 074 9725822 or visit cherrymore.ie. Cherrymore Kitchens and Bedrooms, where affordability and luxury combine.
Okay, you're very welcome back to the 9 till noon show. And the one thing I've learned over the course of the last couple of days is we in the news and current affairs section are not more productive, but I think more relaxed and calm and organised, Oisín.
Don't know about that, Greg.
I think so.
I don't know about that. We're going okay.
All right, so
we're going okay.
We're going to be doing a draw in a couple of minutes. Talk to us through the draw.
The draw, okay. It is, of course, All Ireland. Greg, can I say something about tickets before we start? Because we have 2 tickets for the All Ireland final to give away in association with our wonderful colleagues at Airgrid. And we're also throwing in an overnight stay at the Harcourt Hotel in Dublin. It's the Donegal Holland Hotel. It's on Harcourt Street. It's in the heart of the city. And it's owned by the McGill family, who originate from Glenty. So it's a fantastic prize. We have 2 tickets for the final and an overnight stay the night before the match. I was talking to a gentleman this morning who talks a lot of football. And he says the ticket thing exploded over the last number of weeks. And he had a conversation with a gentleman who always talks football to, but for the first 15 minutes of the conversation, it was about tickets. And before they even get talking about football. So that just shows the level of where people are talking about it. And there's going to be a lot of unhappy people, unfortunately, in relation to tickets. People are not going to get tickets for this match. But you have to bear in mind the volunteers at clubs who have been working extremely hard over the last week to try and accommodate everybody as best they can. And I would suggest to people who are out there who are disappointed, who cannot get the ticket that they want, those that get a ticket but it's not in the area that they want, to be mindful of the people within their club, their executive members, who have some have taken time off work over the last number of days just to sort
but
this.
Just
be mindful and be mindful and respectful of it.
I'm mindful of that. I'm mindful of that, but I'm also mindful of very loyal supporters who've gone with their families.
Exactly. And
so
listen, hang a second. I'm mindful of that too. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm very, very mindful that there is going to be some upset
why
people
have some
here.
people known what tickets they're getting on Monday? And some won't
because they're season ticket holders, because they bought season tickets at the start.
But some clubs have distributed their general allocation, and I think where and we can always learn from it. And I'm not going to argue with you or contradicting you. You are the man that knows this stuff. But there are some who they had to find out by Thursday, or they have to pay a hotel for 300 quid or cancel the hotel. And the neighbouring club might have given all of their tickets or distributed them on the Wednesday, and then they're not finding out till Friday.
Yeah, and there may be reasons for that. And one of the reasons for it is maybe they are still trying to get an allocation tickets, for members. Maybe they are still trying to work a system out where they can get their members' tickets.
But you can understand the complication.
I can understand their frustration of it is, but I also know from the other side of it that there is people who are on every single club in this county that are working extremely hard to try and accommodate everybody as best as possible, and some are going to get a raw end of it because people are not happy. I get it. I know all about families that have gone to matches throughout the year and are struggling to get a ticket this week. So it is. And this is just not a Donegal problem this year because Donegal's in the final. This is a county problem. But my point was, just bear in mind that you, when you are dealing with members who have worked tirelessly over the last number of days and weeks to try and get a ticket allocation sorted as best as possible for their members, that you just sort of treat them with a bit of manners and respect. That's all I'm saying.
Everyone should always be treated with manners, and they should always be treated with respect. And I definitely think that's a two-way street.
Sorry, that's off the chest, right?
But I also believe that's a two-way. I believe that's a two-way street. But you're right. Okay. Who's with us here? What's this man's name? Is this Lawrence?
This is Lawrence. We know Lawrence very well. Lawrence, of course, from Highland Motors, has joined us in the studio.
How's things going at Highland Motors?
Did you see the lovely green and yellow cars that they have? The L5.
I keep punching people. Yellow car, no hit back. It's fantastic. I'm getting all my. But things are going really well for you, Lawrence, over there.
Things are going good, and the build up to the match, everybody's excited, and to be fair, the two cars are, one's yellow, one's green, Donegal colours, and it's kind of hit home a lot with a lot of people, and it's doing good. And unfortunately, we have no tickets, and tickets is definitely the buzzword. Every second phone call I'm getting, unfortunately, it's not about cars, it's about tickets. But I do agree with what Aishin said there. I do know a lot of people in committees and that. I know people working last night to 12 o'clock trying to organise tickets so that they can hand them out. It is tough on the clubs. It's going to be tough on a lot of people. A lot of people probably that deserve to get tickets aren't going to get tickets, but as Aishin says,
with a capacity of 90,000. And could you sell 350,000? You know what I mean? And one figure doesn't go into the other. And of course, too, with Jim McGuinness, the amount of people registering before March 31st has gone through the roof as well, because that is the Jim McGuinness factor as well. So anyway, I don't want to fall out with anyone, so we'll move on. Lawrence is here with a very special role.
Lawrence has two special roles this week because Highland Motors have, of course, jumped on board to support us in our Road for Croker. Everything we're doing this weekend coming in Dublin is an association with Highland Motors, and we invited him along to be our independent adjudicator, just to let everybody know that we are conducting this draw in a proper manner, because we do have two All-Ireland final tickets. Gold Dust in association with Airgrid up for grabs, and we're going to throw in that overnight stay in the Harcourt Hotel in Dublin City Centre the night before the match as well.
The night before the match?
That's the night before.
Saturday night, okay.
So it's a great prize. It's a fantastic prize, and there'll be one lucky winner off this now in the next couple of moments, Greg.
Rightio. So we're doing this via a computer this time, and that's why we have Lawrence.
This is Lawrence. This is a random number generator software that we do. So what myself, if you want to talk, Greg, what myself and Lawrence will do first of all is we're going to do a trial run here, just to show that the system is operational. And when we have it, when Lawrence has it all, the thumbs up, we're ready to go, then we will do the actual draw. Okay. So this is just to show that the system is operational.
So Lawrence is just watching what Joshing is doing here, and he's running a random number generator, and whatever number comes out, that is associated with the ticket, and they win the prize, the two tickets.
Yeah,
and
so this is just a trial here.
The two tickets
that we're doing at the moment, Greg. So there you go, Lawrence. That is just the trial run. Yeah,
that's the number. Yep.
So tell everybody in the Northwest and worldwide that are listening here that we have a system that is
robust and good to go.
Robust and good to go, is fully operational.
Okay, right now we are about to do the draw. So click it again.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just clear the generator once again, and we'll start the process.
Somebody's going to be very happy.
Somebody is going to be very, very, very happy.
And popular.
So, okay, so we have our number, and what I'll do with this now, I'm going to pass this number. There you are, just to confirm, Lawrence, that number is there. Yeah.
Okay, Lawrence is our independent adjudicator. It's not that you don't trust me or Osh, it's just always good to have someone external from the building involved in something like this. So Oisin Kelly's writing down.
Donna Marie has it. She will now go to Bronwyn, and we will check.
All right, so Bronwyn, Donna Marie now has the winning name. We're not going to reveal the name yet.
We're going to try and get them on
We're going to try and get them on, and that's why we haven't announced it, because we don't want to spoil the surprise. But the winner's name came up, and we are trying to contact them now. Right, so if they go on Saturday night in the Hardcore Hotel, in the D2 in the Hardcore Hotel, which I had to clarify, wrecking my brain yesterday that they're the same place, right? But they are. So you have a show from 8.
We have a show from 8 o'clock on Saturday at the Hardcore Hotel on Hardcore Street. We will be in the bar, which is called the D2. We'll be in the bar part of the hotel. And we'll be talking to Donegal supporters, Greg. We'll be talking to them and having a nice chat as we lead up to the final. There'll be a few football people around as well. We're going to have a couple of giveaways. We've got retro Donegal jerseys to give away, courtesy of the guys in O'Reilly Sports, who are going to kit us out for Saturday night as well. So we are looking forward to a lovely evening as we build up towards the big game on Sunday. We may get a bit of live music as well. And also coming up, of course, over the weekend at the Hardcourt is Donegal's very own Rory Gallagher, who's going to be playing.
He's doing a gig there,
He's doing 2 gigs, actually. He's doing Saturday night in the Hardcourt, and he's also coming in after the match on Sunday at 6:30. After the game on Sunday evening, he'll be playing live there too, exclusively at the Hardcore Hotel. So no doubt they will be coming in, flocking, and they're huge numbers to see Rory Gallagher and Jimmy Swan match. But we will be there, of course, just before that at 8 o'clock in the Hardcore.
Now, is that on the radio?
That will be on the radio as well. So if you're in Dublin and you're down for the weekend, swing over to the Hardcourt on Saturday evening. We'll get the crack going. So we'll also be broadcast out live on the radio. And it's all in association with the guys over at Highland Motors. And that, of course, is the first stop in Dublin.
Second stop Sunday morning.
11
morning.
a.m. 11 a.m. We're going to feed you, Greg. We're just going to give you a breakfast. We're going to give him a breakfast, Lawrence. So up at the Bonington Hotel in Dublin, we're going to have our big match brunch, which is come along. Our best advice to you is to fuel up, okay? Get fed ahead of the game. It's going to be a long day, and you can book your breakfast online.
Just stay there a second.
We'll pause this because we've got a very important person on the line.
Possibly. Let's see. Just double check everything. Hello, Evelyn.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Good stuff.
Morning, Evelyn.
Do you know what the crack is this weekend? Anything going on Sunday, or what's the story?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Have
Donegal are playing Kerry.
Yeah, how would you like to go?
What sport's that in? What game's that?
How would you like to go down and with a friend or partner and cheer on Donegal with 2 great tickets and be there nice and fresh because you can sleep in the Hardcore on Saturday night? How does that sound?
That sounds brilliant, yeah.
Well, did you enter any
Yeah,
draws
definitely,
recently?
yeah.
Did you enter any draws recently?
I did, yeah.
Well, you know your name's come out and you've won that prize. You've won the overnight stay and the 2 tickets to the All-Ireland final, Evelyn.
Well done, Evelyn.
Well done.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Evelyn.
Evelyn, you're going to become a
Thank
very
you.
popular person. Everybody will want to be your +1.
I know, yeah. Yeah, that's brilliant. I never won anything, so that's a shock.
Well, that is good. You know, it's nice because often people win. How did you ever win anything? Yeah, I won a car last week. No, so it's great. It's great to see the luck going around a bit, and hopefully you'll be able to get down to the game. Will you, or will you have to pass the prize on? You're able to get down. Come on, you are, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get down, and I might give it to my niece and her father, but hopefully I'll be able to go down myself.
Excellent. Okay, well that's fantastic, and there's the overnight stay there as well, which is like hen's teeth as well. And the tickets. And Evelyn, thank you for entering. And best of luck to you. Enjoy the match. Who's going to win?
Hopefully Donegal.
You couldn't give me one little up Donegal just before I let you go, could you?
Yeah, up Donegal.
I want to hear you more loudly on Sunday. All right, Evelyn, take care of yourself.
Well done, Evelyn.
Congratulations. That's Evelyn Friel-Tivlin from Letterkenny, who is the lucky winner and doesn't normally win, which is lovely, isn't it?
Yeah. Nice
2
prize.
tickets
Great.
and an overnight stay for what has the potential to be a huge weekend. Do you dare to dream, Lawrence? You know, I think when you get to a final, for me, I think sort of, you know, cautious optimism or not wishing to jinx things. I think that has to go out the window. What we need is, you know, a Croke Park and a county full of people that know we can do this and to cheer on the boys like we're going to do it.
I think we're going to do it. I think everybody's pretty positive, and like, you know, I think, to be fair, Jim has a plan, and like, we've trusted him, and everybody's bought into it. The players, the fans have paid all their money, so I think we'll win it. Won't be easy, but we'll win it.
Yeah, and that's it, Oisín. Let's just, before we go on to that and get your views, just to remind people, by the way, we have a second show from Dublin on Sunday morning. It's from 11 to 1 p.m. I'll be there. We'll have live music. Oisín and Brendan might drop in for a bit of a chat. The whole Highland team will be there. And we're broadcasting from 11 to 1. And the guests on that day really is you. We're hoping to speak to loads of you as you fuel up. And just to let you know, it's fill your boots, all you can eat, €20 buffet that the Bonington is putting on in the same space we're on. Maybe
Did you tell them about the giveaway?
No, what giveaway?
The giveaway in the Bonington.
What is it?
If you enter, if you pre-book your breakfast.
Yeah.
You know that sheet of paper you got at the start of the week? If you pre-book your breakfast at the Bonington ahead of Sunday, you will enter a draw for a free overnight stay at the Bonington.
Oh, wowzers. Okay. That must have been at the bottom of the sheet, isn't it?
Small print.
Okay. So,
all right, listen, it's been busy. Right, so get onto our website. Actually, you can click through our website to pre-book that breakfast. And everyone I'm talking to is going to be there.
Yeah.
That are going to head there and sort of head down.
They're all going. They seem to be all going. So get down and pre-book your breakfast. Okay, pre-book it because the hotel will obviously be looking for numbers for the amount of food that they can cook.
What time does the breakfast kick off?
The breakfast, our show's 11 to 1, so we'll be opening the doors to the main conference room. He's thinking about going. By the way,
I'm going for the breakfast.
You're going for the breakfast.
I'm literally doing a show from there. I'm trying to.
He's doing a show from 11 to 1. We'll open the doors at 10:30 to the function room. To the function room, and you'll be able to get your breakfast and enjoy the show. But if you do pre-book your breakfast by going to highlandradio.com or the Bonington social channels, you will be entered into a draw for a free overnight stay. So do that. Now you can, of course, pay on the morning of the show as well if you wish. If you want to come down, you can pay for your breakfast there and then. The only thing you're really paying for is your food because the show's absolutely free.
Of course it is.
The show's absolutely free. So if you have already stayed in the hotel or you're in that hotel or whatever other hotel in Dublin and you've got your breakfast, come along anyway. Come on, call over.
The hotel you're in
have the crack, enjoy that.
Finishing at 10. So
enjoy it. So there's some excellent live music. We've excellent live music lined up for you, Greg.
I'm so excited. Can't wait.
Darren Boots coming along again.
Yeah, brilliant.
He's done a mighty job on Monday night in that show. Yeah, he's good. That up Donegal song. David James will be swinging by. So we will. Our very own David James. And there may be an appearance from a certain Jimmy's winning matches.
Okay, well, listen, looking forward to all of that. And, we're still working on what happens Monday, right? So we don't know what's happening Monday because we don't know how the game will go. And so everything's very fluid. But if we win, trust me, everything that you'll want to know about the match, and even reflecting on if we don't, that's going to be on Monday's show as well as all the usual channels because it's the sports team are across it. Left,
we're in Glenswally tomorrow night. We're going back. I know Lee was there yesterday with the kids. I'm going back out to Glenswally tomorrow. The score program's going to be live Glenswally.
Oh yeah, of course you said that. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm going to go out. We're going to be joined by Neil Gallagher, of course, 2012 All Ireland winner. Dermot Brick Malloy is going to come down from Neve Connolly. He's going to come over Mina Roy and up under the Glen.
Brilliant.
He's going to join us as well, and we'll be speaking to a few other club members just to set the tone and the scene and get the feel around the big match. Obviously, it's the home of Mr. Michael Murphy.
Of course.
So
Friday, it's this show on Friday as well. We've a lot of stuff lined up on this show on Friday as well. So it's wall to wall.
It's wall to wall. And Lee's out today.
He is, of course. Listen, thanks very much, Josh. We'll be hearing.
Pleasure, Greg, and congratulations to Evelyn Freel again, and thanks to Airgrid as well for the tickets and association.
And Lawrence, thank you not only for coming over here but for your continued support. And it's really important we support local businesses because that's the businesses that are there to support their local communities and their local media and stuff as well. So Lawrence, thank you very much indeed.
Greg. Thank you.
Back with the weather.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union with monster loans available up to €60,000 for all occasions. Visit letterkennycu.ie.
Show your colours and support Donegal in the All-Ireland Final. O'Neill's official jerseys, polo shirts and T-shirts for all the family. Donegal quarter zips for kids. Save 20% just in time for the big day. Flags, hats and accessories will complete your look for Sunday. Exclusive to BMC Sports. Get 10% off your next purchase when you buy an O'Neill's Donegal jersey in-store or online. Check in-store for details. Brian McCormick Sports, Main Street, Letterkenny.
Plan something new at the start of the year? Well, who hasn't? Now's your second chance with the 252 registrations at iMotors. Take the wheel of the iconic Qashqai the bold X-Trail, the sporty Duke, or go electric with the stunning Nissan Ariya. They're here and they're waiting for you. Visit imotors.ie today.
iMotors, fearless generation.
Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why. The Lotto jackpot is an estimated €12.2 million. Play responsibly in store, in app, or at lottery.ie. The National Lottery. It could be you.
The Easy Living Furniture Spectacular Summer Sale ends this summer.